It's officially fall. What better place to be than Hershey Park Stadium for a great football game on a fall night? High School Sports Live is proud to present the Cedar Cliff Colts and the Lower Dauphin Falcons at Hershey Park Stadium tonight here on ABC 27.3. Tonight's live broadcast is made possible by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency and Capital Region Insurance Agency, as well as OSS Health. Our community sponsors, Jack Giambalvo Family of Dealerships, Groff Tractor, and OSS Health. I'm Gary Sutton. Alongside of me, the coach, Fort Chapman State Championship coach of Bishop McDevitt, a guy who's synonymous with football right here in the Harrisburg and Central Pennsylvania area. And we've got a good one tonight, Coach. Cedar Cliff invading here tonight against Lower Dauphin. Cedar Cliff 3-1 coming in, 1-0 in the Keystone Division in the Mid-Penn. And when you talk about this team, you start to talk about it with a guy named John Tay Morris, number 29, who is a running back and a speedster, has 6 TDs already this year.
We covered the game last week on this channel, and I'll tell you what, early on he went the distance, and once he gets through the line, there's nobody catching him. And it'll be interesting to see how Lower Dauphin defends him, as well as the passing game for the Cedar Cliff Colts.
Their only loss so far, 20-7 loss to CD East. They won 2 other games, 56-35, 33-27, and 35-21. You saw that game last week here on ABC. They averaged 32.75 points a game, give up 25.75 points a game under Coach Colin Gilliam. On the other side, you've got the Falcons coming in here, maybe a little bit of a surprise team, 2-1, 1 touchdown away from having a 3-0 record here so far. They lost to Greencastle 14-21 and then beat E-Town in a tough game, 32-12 and 21-13 over Mifflin County last week. 2-1, 1-0 right now in the Mid-Penn's Keystone Division. But when you talk about this team, you're really talking about Braden Landis, who's the quarterback, who's quite a manager of this club. He'll wear number 11 tonight. He's a senior.
Yes, he is. And for him to establish both the run and the pass and mix it up and keep this Cedar Cliff defense off balance, I think is the key for Lower Dauphin offensively.
You look at Lower Dauphin, they score a few less points a game at 22.3, but they only give up 12 points a game, so they're stingy on defense. Is that where you see the game being decided here tonight?
Absolutely, but it's still a little too early to get a complete handle on both of these football teams. And we're in that spot of the season where we're getting close to the midway point and looking for teams to keep improving. And the good ones do. And both teams are well coached, so I expect to see a lot of improvement and to see a great competitive battle tonight.
Well, it's not the state championship time yet here at Hershey Park Stadium. It's not even district, but it's a great appetizer tonight as these teams start to work their menus into something hopefully very delicious throughout the course of the season. Gary Sutton, Fort Chapman, and tonight's football, it's Cedar Cliff and Lower Dauphin on ABC 27.3, coming right at you next.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
CCA field trips make learning come alive.
I've been playing football for 4 years, since my freshman year in high school. My plans are to attend Penn State University and play football. Our trainers from OSS helped us prevent injuries by shaping us, wrapping us. They've always been there at practices and games, and they were always there when they were called upon.
OSS Health. Extraordinary care. Extraordinary athletes.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambalvo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambalvo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
And good evening and welcome back to Hershey Park Stadium. It's a roller coaster out there tonight, and we don't know what kind of game we're going to have here tonight, whether it be a roller coaster type of game or whether it's going to be a nice flat track. But I'll tell you what, we've got 2 fine teams out here tonight. representing the Keystone Division of the Mid-Penn, and we are ready to get underway. Gary Sutton, Fort Chapman with you here tonight. And Fort, what a great night for football, huh?
Sure is. It didn't look like that this morning, surely, but a lot of rain this morning, and then it just really cleared up, and it's a beautiful game. Fortunately, we have the turf field, so it's a phenomenal playing surface for this big Keystone matchup.
Lower Dauphin coming in here 2-1, and kicking off will be Jacob Gesford for them tonight, wearing number 40. And on the other side, Cedar Cliff is going to receive. Lower Dauphin won the toss, and they deferred the second half, so they'll kick off and go on defense first. Cedar Cliff wearing their white and blue tonight, going from your right to left and left to right. It's Lower Dauphin in their royal blue and white. So if you like blue and white tonight, it's a good night. If you like blue and white in Pennsylvania, you're always in good shape, right, Ford?
There you go.
So ready to get this one underway tonight, a big Keystone matchup. Gesford picks it off and bounces it forward. Fortuitous bounce there. It's going to be out the 25-yard line, out near the 26-yard line, and that is where the Colts will set up first down and 10.
Conservative kick by Lower Dauphin, not one to give the ball to Cedar Cliff with their return game. Not a bad idea. And it actually pinned them back to the 26-yard line, so it worked out for Lower Dauphin. Start the game.
Ethan Durrell at quarterback tonight. Durrell, 5'11", 160 pounds, a junior. One receiver near side, one man in the backfield. Durrell with the opening handoff and dancing over the left side and coming forward very quickly. Wearing number 29 is Morris, and Morris getting out near the 30-yard line, maybe the 29.
Lower Dauphin trying to be really physical there up front, and their goal is to pound Morris, especially in the early going. Let him know that he's in a football game. And you have to tackle and have good angles of pursuit because he has great speed. He showed it last week against Redland early on. Went the distance on a up-the-middle handoff, just made a cut, a beautiful cut, and then went to pay dirt.
Morris with 553 yards through 4 games, averaging 138.3 yards a game, so he's having a heck of a season so far. Man in motion, far side. 2 receivers far side. Durrell
Screen.
Throws it out, looks like it might be an option. No. Very quickly around the outside and down the right side goes number 14, Trenton Smith, with a nice catch there and a first down out near midfield.
Smith had a really good game last week against Radley, and he scored on a defensive interception that got called back for a block in the back, and he also scored on a reception, and just a really skilled kid on the outside. It was a wide receiver screen. They got good blocking downfield to move the chains.
So first down and 10, ball out at the 40-yard line. Make that the 46. Again, the handoff. Straight over the middle again, out near the 50, dancing forward over the 50 into Lower Dauphin territory. And again, that's going to be Jonte Morris.
I brought it up last week, and that was a slot eye, quarterback under center, ISO play. That was vintage Coy Wire in 1996. It's Bob Damon back in 87. One of Bob Craig's staples, and Cedar Cliff has shown it a decent amount here, but they're in shotgun more than not.
Handoff in the backfield, dancing near side, coming around the near corner. It's Smith again. Smith going through a hole. Smith all the way. Smith down to the 20. Smith to the 10. Smith to the 5 and taken down at the 4-yard line on a touchdown saving tackle by Charlie Fortney. Boy, Smith just got that ball on the inside handoff and came near side and just found the hole and danced his way through. And
really nice play. Here we're going to see the replay here.
But holding against Cedar Cliff.
Good cut. Have Smith in the backfield here. He's not there very often. It was a split back set. They didn't show that last week. Really nice pickup.
Unfortunately for Cedar Cliff, they're going to march it all the way back on the holding call. And so back into their own territory they go. And a big play negated once again. As you said last week, a touchdown negated. Here tonight, already a big play negated for the Colts.
Absolutely. Holding on the edge. Probably, I didn't see that one on the replay. I didn't even notice a flag, and it most likely on the left side of the line for Cedar Cliff. There's a 3-man front that Lower Dauphin's been showing. They're in a 3-4 set with 4 secondary players.
2 receivers out each side here, 1 man in the backfield. There's Durrell looking, has his man across the 50, back into the Falcon territory. Jordan Torado catches that one.
Play was so well executed. Throwing before the receiver, ran like a deep hitch route. And the ball was in the air before he even made his break, and right on the money, very well executed. You can't stop that unless you're up in a guy's face, and any kind of loose coverage, you're just not going to stop that play. The ball was thrown on rhythm.
Nice pickup of 7, 3rd down and 3 now, a manageable number.
Pro eye set, old school formation. Play action.
Fake handoff, Terrell being chased, coming near side. Terrell being chased from behind and taken down from behind. Great job by number 7, Jaquan Murphy, who tracked him down from behind.
Murphy, your middle linebacker, he's all over the field defensively so far this season for the Falcons. And that's going to force up a punting situation on the... Had they gotten a yard or two there, they may have considered going for it, rolling the dice as they're across midfield slightly, but I think a good decision here by Cedar Cliff head coach Colin Gillen early on.
Derek Whitmer back to punt. And back to receive, Charlie Fortney, the junior. And there's your punt. Pretty good spiral. Fortney takes it and drops it. Is he on it? I think the ball's recovered by Cedar Cliff, and it is. Inside the 20-yard line near the 19, Cedar Cliff recovers the fumble by Fortney.
Charlie Fortney elected to catch a ball here, if we can see the replay, with guys right in his face almost, giving him like a yard or two. And that's where you need to signal the fair catch and get out of Dutch. Here we'll see it again. Good view from their end zone camera. He could feel the people in front of him. Sometimes you just take your eye off it slightly because you know you might get hit. And he's a very athletic player back there. That's why he's there. Got to come down with that ball. So no tight end set here. Split backs. Smith in motion.
Smith in motion. There you go. They're going to throw it out to Smith. And Smith drops it. Watch it. Is that behind him? And wanted to check to see if that was a lateral.
That was a backward pass, absolutely. Yeah. And that's a live ball. That's the one negative about that flare. If that flare is the quarterback doesn't get any depth after he gets a shotgun snap, that ball can be backwards.
So a loss on the play. And the ball's back on the 26.
Huge loss.
Big loss on the play. Ball on the 27-yard line now. Originally started on the 19 here on this second possession after the drop punt.
That was a designated flare screen. The wide receivers knew it, so they're going to block downfield, which they can do. No offensive pass interference because the ball is caught behind the line of scrimmage.
Trips near side, one receiver far side, 2nd down, 18 yards to go.
Bubble.
Back out to Smith. Smith dances. Smith around the corner again. Smith's going to be pushed out of bounds near the 21-yard line, where it'll bring him a 3rd down.
Now on that play, outside backer Ty Millenheims, he avoided the block of number 6 for Cedar Cliff, Nathan Lusk, but didn't make the play. And the main reason he didn't make the play, number 14 Smith has some wheels and ability to juke and make people miss.
Ty Milheim getting some serious time back again this week. He rested a lot last week against Mifflin on an injury, so he's back playing tonight. So 3rd down now and 13 yards to go. Handoff, there it is. Jonte coming near side. Jonte's going to dance into the end zone easily with a 13-yard touchdown, and on the board first is Cedar Cliff. And Williams with a wonderful little scamper to the end zone.
Jonte Morris got the corner. He got the edge. Nobody set the edge for Lower Dauphin. And you got to contain this running back, number 29 for Cedar Cliff. He's electrifying, great speed, very good combination of speed, but he also has some good leg work and leg drive once he gets contacted.
Jonte Morris with his 7th touchdown of the season. Snap is down, kick is up, kick is good from Whitmer. And they're on the board, 7-0 here with 7:11 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV, live from Hershey Park on ABC 27.3.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
And Cedar Cliff scores after getting the fumbled punt, setting up there at their 20-yard line, and it being a 22-yard scamper to the end zone by Jonte Morris. His 7th touchdown of the season at the 7:11 mark of the first quarter. And Cedar Cliff first on the board here in tonight's game. So they'll kick it off the foot of Whitmer.
Neither guy communicating there. Almost a big miscue for Lower Dauphin on this return game again. Both guys back there tried to catch it at the same time. They're fortunate.
Ty Milheims actually took the ball and moves it out to the 25-yard line, maybe the 22. Let's take a look where the officials finally put it down here. Looks like the 24-yard line. So they'll set up 1st and 10 there for their first offensive set of the night.
Very similar to a ball being hit to right center field. The center field and right fielder have to communicate on that.
You always say the center fielder gets first dibs, right? Wave it off. So we get our first look tonight at Braden Landis, the quarterback here. Single receivers near side, one man in motion. And Landis looking deep. He's got a man. What a great pass by Landis downfield inside the 40-yard line of Cedar Cliff, and he caught Charlie Fortney down there, who's averaging 31 yards a catch this season. Fortney with another big one here. Talk about making up a little bit for that drop punt, right?
Absolutely, very well executed there. We're back on the ball, looking. They're going to go fast here. We expected it, and lowered off and is going fast. Really nice catch by Fortney. Ball put right on the money.
They put Fortney in motion. Now they'll stop him and set him up near side. Trenton Smith covering Fortney out here man-to-man again.
Unbalanced straight to the right side there. They go weak side to the guard tackle.
Jacob Kaufman jumping over that left side for maybe a yard gain. Kaufman with 6 touchdowns this season as well. He's been dynamite. Kaufman averaging 92.7 yards a game. So again, 2nd down now and a long 9.
2 receivers to each side.
We got the receivers stacked on both sides there, a tandem, if you will. Man in motion, Jaquan Murphy. And banging across down near the 35-yard line.
Got positive yardage, put yourself in a 3rd and manageable situation, 3rd and 6, and nothing wrong with that.
Kaufman,
much easier than being a 3rd and long.
Kaufman, a senior battering ram there, 3rd and 6 now.
It's obvious right here that they're utilizing Murphy, their big linebacker, to move around a little bit, motion, kick out, lead block.
Murphy goes 260, but man, is he quick. Man in motion again. There it is over the left side, testing it again, down near the 35-yard line. And are you thinking 4-down territory?
Absolutely. That's what I say. Coach Borelli has a decision here. You can punt and pin them back or utilize this to take a shot here. You need about 5.5 yards, 6 yards. 4th down on the opposition's 35-yard line. You could also quick kick out a shotgun. I don't know if that's in their arsenal. 3 receivers to the wide side.
4th and 6. Landis in the shotgun right now.
I'm expecting a sprint out to this side. The way number 7's lined up there, right off the tackle.
Looks like he's stepping back.
Oh yeah, he's going to punt it. He's going to quick kick it. Yep.
Here he goes. Little quick kick. Nice high one.
Down there and down it if you're lower Dauphin.
And lower Dauphin never got down. The ball bounces into the end zone. It'll come back out to the 20-yard line with 4:47 to go here in the first quarter.
Not a bad little punt there out of shotgun by Landis, but you don't want to punt it in the end zone. It's the worst thing you want to do. Get it away from the guy back there. The safety did drop back some. Let your guys go down there and field that and down it inside, hopefully inside the 10 if you're lower Dauphin.
You only had a 15-yard interchange right there, so you have to say, well, was it worth it? Maybe it was. But Cedar Cliff gets the ball back. Their second possession, and they'll start it at the 20-yard line this time. There's Durrell looking near side, his favorite target, Trenton Smith, who scoops it right up. Man, Trenton get down there and get his hands on the ball well.
Absolutely. Back to that quick kick out of shotgun. They sort of gave it away. They took too long, and then he backed up a lot. So Cedar Cliff was able to get a guy back. If you have him line up maybe a yard deeper than normal, don't give it away, and just get your leg under a little bit, make it more of a line drive. Nobody's even going to be back there to down that.
Boy, does Smith have a great set of hands. And Durrell, good rhythm in the motion. 6 yards on the play, 2nd down and 4. Eye backfield here again. There's a handoff, and again, it's Morris diving through out near the 28-yard line. He'll pick up a few more yards and bring up 3rd and short.
Cedar Cliff shows a lot of this throughout the season. They'll line up in the shotgun, all their shotgun stuff, the more modern things, but they'll also do this under center, slot pro, wing eye. It's tough to get good at both of them. You end up doing an awful lot in practice time, the limited practice time. A lot of kids play offense, defense, but so far Cedar Cliff's done a decent job this year they're going to line up in it again in a tight slot eye here.
Back in the eye again.
Look for this guy to motion a little bit at times from slot, counter.
And again, Morris is going to get it. He comes right over the 30, over the 35, out near the 38-yard line, a 1st down for Cedar Cliff. I like the way Morris runs. He's very patient. He seems to pick his spots well, Coach.
And we see this replay. You're going to see the slot man be one of the 2 pullers. instead of pulling the guard and the tackle, they pull one lineman and the slot. And it was really, really well done. Here you'll see it to the right side. You'll see, we get the end zone. Look at the back here. He's going to come across and pull, be a lead blocker on the turn up.
Look at that hole.
Yep. Very well executed by the Cedar Cliff Colts. Nice scheme.
Great blocking up front here so far. Man in the slot, one receiver each side. Morris in the backfield.
Play action. Hitch, wide open.
And they come right back to Smith again, where they've come all night. He's into Falcon territory at the 48-yard line, where it's another first down for Cedar Cliff, and they're on the move.
So impressive is Ethan Durrell, the junior signal caller. Gives the play action fake, and he's firing that ball on rhythm. Watch him from the end zone shot. He's going to give a little play action handoff. He's going to head around, boom, fired. Right on the money. It's tough to stop when you do that. We would talk all the time for years, coaching offenses, quarterback throw on rhythm, and he's doing it tonight so far.
Different look this time. 3 receivers far side. Durrell with a sidecar in the backfield, 1 receiver near side.
6-man box for LD. They drop another guy down for a 7-man box. Hitch on rhythm. There it is.
This time a different receiver is Toronto, and he dives inside the 40 down near the 37-yard line. Another first down for Cedar Cliff, and the Colts are galloping.
At some point, Coach Borelli's defense is going to have to make a decision. Are you going to get up in those receivers' faces, which could possibly give up the big ball? Or are you going to play zone outside and have somebody over the top? But as soon as you start doing that, you're taking a guy out of the box, and then now 29 can get loose. And your other option is to get under coverage by your outside linebackers, which they're not near getting there at this point. Tough situation. You do have a 3-4 look, so you can get the under coverage if the backer gets a drop.
Ball to 37. There's Morris dancing over the middle. Morris loose. Morris down near the 20-yard line and is pulled down there by Charlie Fortney.
He finds the hole, doesn't he, Coach? He finds it.
And he has he stutters. He stops, he starts, he stops, he starts. I think that's the hardest thing about him.
Reminds me of a little bit of the 76 Heisman Trophy winner out of our state who played at Hopewell High School, future Dallas Cowboy, number 33 for the Pitt Panthers.
Mr. Dorsett.
Mr. Dorsett. Tony Dorsett when he was at Pitt. Tony Dorsett when he got to the Cowboys.
That's
absolutely.
Right. But always speed.
But had an ability to use his feet and vision.
First down again, 21-yard line, fake the handoff, there it is again, freezing. This time, Durrell in a little bit of trouble and taken down in his own backfield, back at the 24-yard line. Nice job by number 7 that time. That was Jaquan Murphy again, who's been very active so far tonight.
His helmet came off, he's coming out for a play, is Murphy. That's the rule at all levels. If your helmet comes off and it wasn't forced by a penalty on the opposition, you must come out for a play.
So far, Durrell 6 for 6 for 61 yards. He has not missed a pass yet.
I'd like to see him just throw that ball away. Now, he tried to run it, but nobody's throw it away. Get yourself 2nd and 10, not 2nd and 14.
Bends down, fakes it, got a man over the middle, and he's going to overthrow him this time in double coverage. Nice job to overthrow him.
Exactly right. I was going to say that, Gary. Not a bad decision. Throw the ball away. Don't force that in with 2 guys. That was really good coverage zone-wise by the Lower Dauphin secondary in that occasion. And now you're in a 3rd and long. You're doing so well getting the ball down the field. You're up a score. You're in the red zone. You're probably a little bit out of field goal opportunity. Be a long one. So you want to get at least 5 yards to give yourself a field goal chance. First down, you need 15.
He seems to like to go to Smith in these kind of situations. Let's see, number 14, the number. Smith has the ability to get open, trips near side.
Not a bad call here.
Yep. Morris right up the gut, and Morris just plows over a man as he gets down to 11.
I think he's about a half yard short.
Right on the number. He might be just short by a yard, maybe a little less than that.
And now you got a nice field goal, but you got that close. You know what they're going to do. They're going to line up in one of those power sets with a wing or a slot and just jam it. Quarterback understand they're going to hit that tailback.
Before you watch so much football, and so many times you see teams spread teams out, it looks like they're spreading them out for a pass. We really spread them out for the run.
Great point, Gary. That's exactly what Coach Gillen did for the Colts. And when you have a running back like Morris, a lot of times that's your best running opportunity. Spread the defense out, expect the pass, and then hit the quick hitter. They're going to call it, imagine a timeout here. We have one more play before the quarter ends. It's 10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. Yeah, timeout. Cedar Cliff will take one as well. We'll be right back. This is High School Sports Live TV, live from Hershey Park on ABC 27.3.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it. Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back, Gary Sutton, Ford Chapman. There you see the Cedar Cliff faithful tonight. And we were just talking about John K. Morris, who, by the way, has 7 carries so far in the game for 73 yards already, and we still have 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. But he showed you a little toughness when he plowed that last man there trying to get down to the first down yardage.
He sure did, and it put Cedar Cliff in such a short yardage situation, needing 1. Now, they jumped off sides last week against Redley on 1st and goal from the run right before the half, and then they fumbled the next play from the 6 around the 2-yard line and gave up the football. So, yeah, expect to see this tailback here, or the quarterback sneak potentially.
I think you're going to get it to Morris right here. Under center this time, no shotgun. And here it comes.
Play action, fullback.
Oh, they smell him out, and they catch it, but he's not going to get the first down. Great job by Lower Dauphin to smell it all out. And I'll tell you, one of the guys come up big on that play, Alexander Sanders Jr., with a great job there of smelling it out. And so Lower Dauphin holds, and that's a big turnaround right here.
And a very good job scouting by Coach Borelli's staff. That little boot, quick pass to the flat was executed by Cedar Cliff so well. This time they tried to bring the slot, it looked like to be the slot out to the opposite side. They were doing it with the tight end last week.
And Zane Baker with a tackle on that, as it was sniffed out first of all, as we said, by the other player we mentioned, and then Zane Baker making it happen. Now here,
4 receivers up here.
Different quarterback this time, look out. Actually still going to be Braden Landis in there. And that is the end of the first quarter, and it is 7-0 Cedar Cliff leads. We'll take a break. We'll come right back for quarter number 2, live from Hershey Park Stadium. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Customer convenience and world-class service?
Hoffman has it.
Our staff is here to prove it, and our customer reviews say it all. Regardless of where you purchased, Hoffman can provide warranty repairs and routine maintenance. Enjoy our out-of-the-weather service drive, customer lounge, shuttle service, and valet return. You don't have to imagine great service. You can live it, because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
And welcome back to Hershey Park Stadium. It's Lower Dauphin and Cedar Cliff tonight here on High School Sports Live TV. Gary Sutton, Ford Chapman with you, and our whole Invicta crew here tonight on a picture-perfect fall night for football. They're testing the rides up in the background here. I mean, you can't be in a better place. The arena's over here, history all over the place. Wilt scored 100 there, so I mean, history all around you here, Ford. What are you going to do?
Oh, you brought up the Wilton 100. I like this.
I had to do
this
it.
This guy knows his stuff.
Yeah. Second down right now, 10 yards to go. Lower Dauphin not in good field possession here, but a good job getting around the near side, out over the 20 near the 23-yard line, and a good run that time by Jacob Kaufman. Make that Ethan Miller, rather. Ethan Miller was hurt last week, didn't get much playing time last week, and he's in much better shape tonight.
Yeah, I think he had an ankle injury, and he's back. And that was a heck of a run by Miller to bring up 3rd and short.
3rd down and 1, and he's going to get across there and get that first down and bang it out over the 27-yard line, out near the 28, first down. So first down and a little bit of movement here for Lower Dauphin.
Really nicely executed last 2 running plays just to move the chains. It's a big confidence boost for these Falcons to get it on the. They got one in the air, a big pass to Fortney early, but to get it on the ground, you can start getting a mixed package here and keep the defense of Cedar Cliff off balance. Here they're motion to the quads.
Keep that offense off the field as well. There's Landis across the middle. He's got his man open. Another first down out at the 40-yard line. Good slant pattern that time coming across, and it looked like he caught up with Wes Hagee, the wide receiver.
Well thrown ball.
Hagee only a 9th grader, by the way. So a freshman out there. Didn't look like a freshman on that catch.
Yeah. Just ran sort of like a slant seam. He didn't really break it off real well, intention to go down the seam, and it was thrown right on the money.
On the 40-yard line now is Lower Dauphin on the move here starting the second quarter.
Motion to quads again.
Man in motion.
Got 87.
Ooh, that could have been intercepted.
The only tough part about that, you got 3 receivers down there and trying to find a spot, but they were very close right there to each other. And I assume he was intending the ball. I thought he might be going to 87 who was open. I think he was going to the outside receiver who was about at the hash mark.
Here comes Fortney near side, and again, single coverage against Smith, so watch out for that.
And they have an undercover there with the outside backer, too, so they're sort of covering him with 1.5 men. Now they're shifting to an unbounce. They're probably going to motion this guy across now to more of an unbounce. Yep, here he comes. Jet sweep. Got the edge.
A couple tough hikes there so far, and out at the 46-yard line, another nice run on Ty Milheims.
Smith saved him on the outside there, Gary, because Fortney missed the block. Smith came off it and makes that tackle. He doesn't make that tackle. It's potentially a home run play there.
So it's third down now. Call it 3.
Nice situation for Lower Dauphin. I'm really impressed with their play calling, keeping them off bounds. A unique formation here. The guys up top are off the ball. 2 guys down here are on the ball. Maybe trying to go into that wide side, something tricky. Because the inside receiver down here at the bottom is ineligible.
It's a man in motion this time. It's going to be Fortney.
There it is. That's what they're doing. Okay.
And you get a timeout in the field. Everybody was not on the same play page there for sure. As a timeout called there by Josh Pirelli. We'll take a break as well. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV from Hershey Park Stadium.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
The miking drill is a foundational drill that I teach all young players that sign up for my class. This drill teaches players to finish around the basket while using proper footwork. It's important for players to use the right hand on the right side and the left hand on the left side. I teach players to shuffle their feet and get low while exploding into the layup. Squaring feet and squaring shoulders is the key to consistency and timing around the basket. The miking drill is a foundational drill for every young player to learn in my class.
And don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll have our Jack Giambalvo halftime report, our AT&T first half highlights, our Highmark halftime stats, and a special interview with Charlie Fortney and Dr. Callista Morris from OSS Health. But a big third down coming up right here at this juncture in the game.
Yes, it is. And even though they're on their own side of the 50 by 3 yards, it in a way is potentially 2-down territory if they can get closer than 3 here. But now they're in the same formation, but the opposite way. This is very interesting what they're going to do. They're going to motion one of these 2 guys from the bottom towards, there goes Fortney. Oh, they got him with the long count.
Yep, they did.
First down, Lower Dauphin.
Never had to run the play.
The player it's been hot so far today, number 14, Trenton Smith for Cedar Cliff. He's also you talked about Wilt Chamberlain and the Hershey Park Old Arena we have to our right of the press box. He's a basketball player for Ty Sabercool's hoops team at Cedar Cliff.
Wow.
And going to be one of the best players in the area upcoming season.
Ty Sabercool, one of the great dressers of all time in the Mid-Penn League, right? Huh?
Same formation. Look for the motion from Fortney again.
In Cedar Cliff territory now at the 48.5-yard line.
This is really interesting. They're just scouting out the defense, and they have an option up top. Look for him to go up top, maybe. Another motion. That's why the 2 guys were off the ball. The inside receiver's ineligible at the top.
Here's your handoff near side. Banging it out. Down near the 45. Inside the 45. Pushing forward all the way down to the 40-yard line.
That's a heck of a run.
Jacob Kaufman, I think, with the run on that one. And that's exactly what it is. Jacob Kaufman continues to get positive yardage every single time. Kaufman came into this game tonight, 278 yards in the season, as we said, averaging 92.7 yards a game. So this guy is a positive yardage machine.
Here's a strong formation to the right at the present time. Look for the stretch out there. There it is. Outside zone, inside zone, whichever, to the right side.
This time it's Ethan Miller going for the first down, and they'll move the chains again. So nice combination of running game, short passing game so far on this drive. So Lower Dauphin on the move right now. 9:17 to go here in the second quarter, down by just a touchdown after making a stand against Cedar Cliff in the last possession. They'd like nothing more than to pound one in here, and they're taking a lot of time off that clock and keeping the Cedar Cliff Colts off the field as well.
For motion coming from the bottom to the top here right now. There it is. Offsides defense. You gotta look at it sounds so easy, but your defensive line coach is saying, you guys gotta get a good start, get a jump on that ball. And then they'll also say, look at the ball. It's not easy to do both. And Lower Dauphin doing a really nice job adjusting their cadence, using a lot of shifts and motions, and they're keeping that Cedar Cliff defense off balance here as they're only trailing 7-0 right now.
Showing a lot of motion every time, setting people to different sides. Getting Jaquan Murphy over there in a slot who, again, provides a pretty good blocking scheme by himself.
Yeah, he'll come back. There he comes.
Here comes back this side and set. He can plow some holes. Straight ahead you go. Not much on this one as they will get down inside the 35-yard line to about the 34.
But Gary, when you're at 1st and 5, rather than 1st and 10, you can do that. Yep. They may have gotten a quarter of a yard, half a yard, but actually they lost a little bit. But that's okay. You're still in a 2nd and manageable, 2nd and 6.
So they'll say 2nd and 5 on the board right now as they have it marked down at the 34-yard line, but it looks closer to 2nd and 6 actually on the field, as you're right. Look
Quads receivers, 4 wideouts to the top.
Almost like a diamond set over there when you look at it.
Yep. Here comes a blitz by Cedar Cliff. Now they go to 5 receivers over there. Quick stop pass.
Landis gets it out to his man, trying to get to the first down yardage, won't do it, stopped at about the 31-yard line.
Now the only way you can go with 5 receivers over there, 2 guys have to be on the ball, so one of them is ineligible. But it doesn't matter if you're throwing the ball behind the line of scrimmage, it's okay.
So it's going to be 3rd down again, another big 3rd down here for Lower Dauphin, and again, most definitely in 4-down territory. Ball at the 32-yard line right now. They need to get down near the 28. Call it 31-yard line.
2 downs to get 3 yards. I'm expecting, maybe a quarterback draw here. Very interesting. We're just waiting to see how Cedar Cliff adjusts.
You got Ethan Miller out here in the flat.
Yep, they have a 3-on-2 out here, you're right.
And again, timeout, as Lower Dauphin not quite set on what they wanted to do there, and they make sure that they're on the same page. Big series right here. 7:05 to go in the 2nd quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
And a great look at Hershey Stadium. Man, what a night it is out here. The lights on down at the park, and they're testing out rides. I guess they're still for the weekends, right, for? So.
Yeah, and the wind, like happens so often here at our state championships, the wind a few hours ago was breezy, and now the wind's died down.
Perfect night, just dead still.
Yep.
The flag is just barely ruffling. So
2 downs here. You got 2 downs to get 3 yards, as we were alluding to.
3rd down and 3, double receivers near side, 1 far side.
They might go to the same set here. They're ready to attack something. Quarterback draw, maybe. Yes, it is.
Another high snap, and he dives down near the 28-yard line. Let's see where the spot is.
They're a little short, but unfortunately for Landis, that ball was so high. He'd been a great athletic play to get it, but if that ball's right where he wants it, he probably picks up that 1st down.
A lot of high snaps so far for Lower Dauphin, so Landis has been able to handle him. And now here it looks like a place where you maybe give the ball to Kaufman and just let him bang.
We're going to see Kaufman hands down, or Kaufman lead blocking for the quarterback.
They jam the line right here. Everybody in the box, and Kaufman gets stopped on the first effort, tries to get the second one. Did he get to it? The ball's loose. And let's see if Cedar Cliff recovered it.
Yes, they did. They may rule that he was down, but the Colts looks like they have the football.
Let's see what the officials say. And Lower Dauphin's now pointing and say they have it. Timeout in the field by the official. We're going to sort this all out right here. And it's very close to 1st down yardage in case you needed something else to throw into the oatmeal room here.
All the Cedar Cliff players like, we got the ball. Here it is. Let's see it again. End zone camera. This might give it to us.
Somewhere in that mess right there. It's
there
hard
he
to
is.
see.
He's leaning over. It did come out.
There it came out just as he hit the ground. And it's picked up by Cedar Cliff, it looks like. And then there's wrestling for the ball. Cedar Cliff has it there at that moment. But you wonder if his knee was already down.
And that's what they have to decide.
And they decided, I think Lower Dauphin has the ball. And they're measuring now for a 1st down.
Didn't get it.
And did not get it. The 3 yards and 2 downs, it could not get it. Huge turnaround here again, and a big stop by Cedar Cliff, roughly in the same part of the field. The Lower Dauphin stopped Cedar Cliff a little bit ago.
And I think they only missed it by maybe an inch or 2.
Man.
That chain was right on that 28-yard stripe, and the ball seems to be the tip of the ball seems to be right at the 28. It must have been an inch.
Yeah. One of those cool
if you're lowered off, and you can't let that hurt you momentum-wise. Your defense has to play tough and hold Cedar Cliff, give your offense one more chance here in the first half as we're at 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
So Colin Gillen's team here up. We got a man single coverage here on the outside. But Terrell hands off. Over the side goes Morris, and Morris gets tripped up, going out over the 35-yard line. That saved a lot of yardage. I'll tell you, Charlie Forty dove in there and did a great job of getting underneath Morris.
Sure did. He doesn't make that tackle. It could have been a long game.
He might still be running.
Darn right.
He might be down to the pizza place by now.
Now, 2nd and 2. Don't be surprised to see the Colts go to the air. It's what like they call a waist down here.
Yep. 2 receivers near side. Darrell has been just shy of perfect tonight. 6 out of 7 so far in his passes. He's looking over.
Man box here for Lower Dauphin. Oh, he moved early. Illegal procedure.
Looked like Corrado might have gotten offsides quickly.
When you're in shotgun, just as you look at more and more teams in shotgun nowadays, for whatever reason, you seem to see more of that, the false starts.
Yeah.
And you got it right there.
So now you go from 2nd and short to 2nd and 7, so it changes maybe your thinking just a little bit, although maybe you're going to stick more with pass play now anyway. So now 3 receivers near side.
You got the quick pass out here if you want it, if you're Cedar Cliff, and they're going to throw it.
Oh, and Darrell take it down. He fumbles it. And still loose. And Lower Dauphin, are they on it? I think Lower Dauphin's recovered.
So do I.
Man, that play was blown up.
Sure was. Lower Dauphin football. As we get this replay, let's watch at the beginning. They're trying to throw a stop pass. They got the numbers, but you've got to get the blocks. And the receiver out here completely whiffs on the block. This second receiver to the outside. If we can see this again, here it is. You're not going to be able to, that's why the quarterback didn't throw it. We can't see the receivers out there, but a Lower Dauphin defender came right through, avoided the block, and was ready to either pick the ball off or really hit the receiver on the catch. So very good defensive secondary play by the Falcons.
And Rooster Gingrich blowing that up, number 88, coming in there and just making a great tackle. So here you are, Lower Dauphin. Brand new opportunity set on the table right now. 2 receivers far side.
And a quick read there by 88. Empty set.
Landis looking, has a man deep. Throwing for the end zone. Does he have him?
Incomplete.
Incomplete.
Almost completed. That was right in the seam there. Good thrown ball. Chance for a touchdown. The defense wasn't bad. They all reacted on the ball. And
he was looking for Ty Milheims that time. And he dropped it right in on Milheims pretty well, considering there were double coverage down there. Well, you like the arms of both these quarterbacks, don't you, Four?
Yes, absolutely.
And both are good rhythm throwers. I mean, they just really are very mature in stepping in there.
Counter.
Here it is. Handoff, bang over the left side. Down the 25, down inside the 20 to the 15 to the 13, maybe 12-yard line now. And Lower Dauphin setting up shop here, 1st down and 10.
Kaufman, yes it is. They pulled the guard and the tackle on that play. They're going to go quick here. Right guard, right tackle. The old counter trade by the old Washington Redskins with Timmy Smith and company. The Hogs made that play famous.
Here's your handoff again. And again, banging on that right side is Jacob Kaufman. He's been called on early and often so far tonight. In on the tackle is Evan Ziegler for the Colts.
Somebody shake it up for Lower Dauphin here.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one as well. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3, and we'll stay right here. As Chad Edwards, my director, in my ear.
Aaron Moyer, the junior offensive lineman, is going to come out for at least a play.
Yeah. He wasn't as excited as Chad Edwards was, though. Chad was, he was excited. He wanted to stay right here at Hershey Park.
Tight slot on both sides. Little like you said, the tandem.
Yes. So 2nd down now and 8 yards to go. Lower Dauphin.
4-man front for Cedar Cliff.
Man in motion. Landis over the middle. He's got his man right down at the 5-yard line. It's going to be a touchdown into the end zone, and Lower Dauphin has scored and tied this up as Landis hooks it up over the middle. Looks like it was Wes Hagee maybe on the catch.
Well executed. Yep, he had.
Check that. It's going to be your tight end on the catch that time. It's not Wes Hagee. Instead, it's going to be number 87, a guy they call Sunshine Anger.
And they had him right over the middle. Watch him settle down in the opening. Finds his opening, and then runs after the catch. Finds the seam and gets in the end zone from the 5-yard line.
You say, Gary, is that really his name? His real name is Ryan Anger, but everybody calls him Sunshine. And he just got a little sunshine for Lower Dauphin on that one. Now in for the extra point is Gessford. Gessford up. Gessford through. And now it is 7-7 with 4:20 to go in the second quarter. We'll now take a break. And we'll head out of here for a couple minutes, catch our breath. It's a great game. High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
So at the 4:20 mark of the second quarter, touchdown pass to Anger from number 11, Braden Landis, and they have tied the game as Lower Dauphin, 11-yard score there. And 4 penalties so far for Cedar Cliff, a number we need to throw out because they've really hurt Cedar Cliff in some key situations so far. And, of course, that fumble, a key one as well. So Lower Dauphin pretty impressed on that particular cash in off an opportunity for.
Yes. And I thought so far Cedar Cliff quarterback Ethan Dorrell's playing a fine football game. He made a great decision to not throw that stop pass out on the edge, but you got to protect the football once you run with it.
Yeah, you really do.
Yep, and heads up on the play by Lower Dauphin to strip the football, and now they're tied up. Another one of those safe kicks.
And there's Smith. Look out. It might pay off dividends for Cedar Cliff. He's out of here. Smith heading to the house with that kickoff. All the way down on what was supposed to be a safe kick. Trenton Smith found the one hole and takes momentum back for the Colts just like that.
You're trying to kick a squib safe one, and you kick it to Trenton Smith, and the rest is history. The guy is electrifying. We mentioned earlier, really good basketball player as well, and went to pay dirt, and just that quickly, it's a touchdown game.
So they have Smith up there on purpose, looking for that? That's
Absolutely.
the question. Yeah, so he's right there. A beautiful piece of coaching. A 68-yard kick return by Trenton Smith for a touchdown, and just like that, in just a couple of seconds, Cedar Cliff is back up on the board. And the kick is up, and the kick is good from number 10, Derek Whitmer. We'll take another break. It's 4:11. Keep scoring like this. There'll be a lot of points in the game. It's 14-7 on High School Sports Live TV.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Well, if you look over at the far side right now, you're seeing a guy that's fairly happy, and his name is Colin Gilliam, the coach of the Cedar Cliff Colts. They took momentum back just like that after Lower Dauphin had taken advantage of a mistake that Cedar Cliff made and cashed it in. Well, the mistake here was kicking the wrong guy named Trenton Smith, and he ran it back for 68 yards for a touchdown. 4:11 to go until the half. Cedar Cliff up by 7.
Gary, there's nothing like coaching a heady athlete on the basketball court, the football field, the baseball diamond, whatever it is, and very heady there by number 14, Smith.
Good foot here all the way out of the end zone, and no return on it, so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line where Lower Dauphin will set up first down and 10, and now you're being asked to answer one more time with 4:11 to go here in the first half.
The way this offense can hit rather quickly, they have plenty of time to get it down the field, at least get in field goal range. Potentially, they'll be thinking touchdown, but any points on the board here can gain some momentum back and get a nice drive here. I would imagine they get around to the 25-yard line. I was watching their kicker in pregame. If they get to the 20, be a 37-yarder, I think he can make that pretty consistently.
So Braden Landis with 2 receivers, near side, 2 receivers far side, 1 man in the backfield with him.
His goal is to get 60 yards here. Empty set motion. Screen.
Landis to Fortney again. Fortney bobbles it for a moment and costs him, but he does get out past the 20, out near the 24-yard line.
When you hear us say screen, for any of those at home that are a little unfamiliar with the term, you're trying to throw a ball, make it caught behind the line of scrimmage, which means your players can go downfield, including linemen in that case, and block downfield. without being penalized.
Gain of 4 on the play, makes it 2nd down and 6 at the 24-yard line.
The bobble there did hurt Lower Dauphin, as you mentioned, even though Charlie Fortney came up with the catch.
Did a nice
They're going to go deep to Fortney.
They got him down here, but just a little bit overthrown, safely overthrown, but Fortney not quite beating his man. Again, it was Trenton Smith on Fortney. That's one of the best matchups on the field tonight.
It sure is. Two really skilled athletes. Just thrown early and far. Impossible for Fortney to get under it.
And you talked about great basketball players. 2 great basketball players, too. One for Cedar Cliff and one for Lower Dauphin.
I would like to see him just hold that ball for a smidgen more.
Yep. It's funny there at the end, Trenton Smith actually outran Fortney, but Fortney was looking over his shoulder trying to kind of catch up with it.
Or put a little bit more air under it. He just had a little bit too much on that ball.
3rd and 6.
Quads open. Looking for his big man over the middle.
Oh,
just missed him.
Murphy just missed it that time as Jaquan Murphy just threw his hands. And so
Tell you
that's
what happened.
a punting situation.
Ricardo Harmon III jammed him before the ball was in the air, totally legal, and it just fouled up the timing a smidgen. You'll see it here. Coming from the left of your screen, jammed.
Yep.
And just ball was thrown a little bit wider, and that jam held up the receiver. The quarterback's expected to be a little farther, thus the incompletion.
Took him off the timing right there.
Absolutely.
So now you're in a punting situation. Cedar Cliff looking to get it back here with plenty of time to go in the first half.
See where he punts this. If he gives it receive. Oh, look out. Touchdown again, maybe.
And who is it? Trenton Smith again. Trenton Smith was right there on the spot. He's down to the 10-yard line as the punt. Trenton Smith is just eyes all over the ball right now.
That ball came off really funky. It was not blocked, but it was a strange, low, short kick. I don't know if he got all of it. Let's see it here. Yeah, just a knuckleball.
Yeah, he didn't really ever get the full swing of the foot. It's almost like he thought he was going to get blocked there, and he's just trying to get it out of there kind of flat.
And it went right into Smith's hands. Again, Johnny on the spot. And now they're here 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
And now Durrell straight back, going to hand it off. He's got Morris over the left side. Morris toward the end zone. Morris dives for the line, close to the end zone. Be 2nd down and short.
These teams would play back in the 90s in an interdivisional game. Cedar Cliff was always in the top division, the Mid-Penn Commonwealth, and Lower Dauphin always in the Keystone, the 2nd level. But Cedar Cliff and Lower Dauphin would meet from time to time. And now Cedar Cliff is, for the last decade or so, has been in the Keystone. It's been a yearly matchup.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 1 yard to go for the touchdown.
Here comes the big man. Lead blocking for the tailback. Yep.
Here goes Morris, and Morris bangs over 2 defenders, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. So Jonte Morris with another touchdown, his 2nd of the night here in the first half. This one a 2-yard jump in there, and they're going to go up 20-7 right now with the extra point effort to come. And Trenton Smith has had his hands in on just about everything going on tonight. So here's Whitmer. Snap is down, kick is up. Kick is good, and Whitmer cashes it in. 21 points here in the first half of the Colts, 2:40 to go until halftime. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I'm thankful for the OSS trainers always being there to keep me in the game and on the field and help me pursue my lacrosse career outside of high school.
I'm going to Florida Southern College to play lacrosse. OSS trainers have taught us a lot about our bodies and keep them healthy, and that's going to help us get ready for collegiate sports.
OSS Health. Extraordinary care. Extraordinary athletes.
And just like that, Cedar Cliff up by 14 points, and it was about, a minute and a half ago, it seems that they were tied 7-7.
The tie score, you're right.
Yeah.
And let's go back to what we were saying at the break. The kickoff coverage team for Lower Dauphin did not execute on the kickoff return, and then that last one was on the punter.
Yep, and Trenton Smith made him pay for it both times. So here's Whitmer with the kickoff. 2:40 to go to the half. All the way down. Taken there by, looks like Hagee.
He can't get to the wall. He's in trouble.
Hagee coming near side and is tackled inside the 10-yard line. Thought he was going to get outside, and Hagee could not do it. So, again, poor field position here set up for Lower Dauphin. And still a lot of time to go here in the second quarter.
Yes, about 7 of the Lower Dauphin kick return members did not get deep enough. And that ball was all the way down to the 2-yard line. And the Cedar Cliff coverage team beat them down the field, and we were able to really corral the return man inside the 10-yard line. Great coverage by the Colts.
So if you're the Falcons here, do you just try to run the clock out, try to get a first down or so, or are you going to play a little bit more liberal than that?
I think the former.
Man in motion is Milheims. Up the middle it comes. Very conservative call. Get out near the 10-yard line, maybe. Not much of a gain on the play.
Think about a timeout here, Coach Gillen. He elected not to use them against Redland at the end of the half after they fumbled at the 2-yard line, but he's using them now. We have a guy down also for Lower Dauphin.
Player down on the field right now is Tanner Webb.
Looks like a cramp.
And might be a cramp tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. 2:27 to go to halftime here on High School Sports Live TV.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
And Tanner Webb up and walking off the field under his own power. Everybody recognizes that sign, right? Reese's. There you go. You say Reese's or Hershey's around the country, everybody knows what you mean. And of course, Halloween coming too, so it's going to be interesting to see the park after dark.
I really like the aggressiveness of Coach Gillen getting that timeout after the first down, no gain run. You have, with your coverage team doing such a great job, you have Lower Dauphin back inside their 10, and you have 1 timeout remaining. Lower Dauphin could elect to keep it on the ground both plays, but then if they don't get it, they're going to have to punch. So I'm expecting Lower Dauphin to do something in the air on one of these next 2 downs. And
you got to find something fairly safe, though, that you're going to be able to throw the ball here. But you know, with the kicking game not having been up to snuff so far,
you might as well be aggressive.
Yeah, you're
darn right. Great point, Gary.
Pin your ears back here if you're Cedar Cliff.
You don't want to be conservative if you're Lower Dauphin right now with that punting game, based on what happened on the last punt.
Now you're down 2 scores right now, and you'd be happy to get into the locker room with 2 scores down at the moment, or if you got lucky, something better. But here we go. They spread them out this time.
7-man box, 6.5-man box for Cedar Cliff. Quarterback, curl route.
There's Fortney across the middle and is not going to be able to hang on to it out near the 20. That would have been enough for a first down, so it's a good throw.
Fortney ran the curl, went down the field about 10 yards, turned to the inside, sort of set down. The ball was thrown inside of him. He had to go after it, and just off the mark there.
They had Jacob Kaufman in motion, and he was open underneath that as well that time. So 3rd down and 10. It's a big 3rd down.
Cedar Cliff has a timeout, so if Lower Dauphin runs it, they can use it and force a punt.
See if they hit Kaufman this time.
Post.
They got Fortney
intercepted by 1. Yep, he got it.
And he's picked off all the way downfield by Toronto. Toronto was playing it the whole way.
Sure was, just sitting back in center field.
Yep, Toronto sitting back there just waiting for that ball as Fortney tried to pick it off, and feel a little bit more wind picking up right now down in this field as well. I'm not sure the wind hit that ball a little bit, but nevertheless, good play by Toronto.
You know what he did? He high-pointed that football. And when you're a free safety, that's what you have to do. Even if you bat it down, force a punt from deep in their own territory. But he went up and high-pointed and held on to the ball. And it gives Cedar Cliff a chance at the 40-yard line to go up 3 scores.
At the 40-yard line, this would be huge. And now you got an illegal substitution, I think, into the game late.
Timeout, Lower Dauphin. Their last of the half. Cedar Cliff has 1 remaining.
Big moment here for Cedar Cliff. We're going to keep it right here for a second. You know, talk a little bit about your mentality here now. Cedar Cliff obviously has pretty much had the ball in good starting position just about every time and they got it right here again. They've got plenty of clock to do what they want to do here. What do you do here in terms of mixing it up?
Well, with 2:15 and 1 timeout, you got plenty of time. You can run your offense, whatever you want to do. Get in and out of the huddle quickly. You don't want to take too much time in between plays if the clock's running. But if I'm Cedar Cliff, I'm thinking, let's get the ball 20 yards downfield. We got 2 minutes and 15 seconds to do it. Anything at 20 and inside, Whitmer can drill. He's consistent from that range. After watching him kick last week and a little bit this week, and he's got a good leg. Now, obviously, touchdown can come close to putting this game in deep trouble for the Falcons.
Well, and Trenton Smith has been nothing short of phenomenal here in the first half, and he's out here near side.
I'm riding Morris and see if they can stop him. 8-man box, 7-man box, excuse me, with a 3-man down lineman and 4 linebackers.
There
Here he comes.
Big chunk again. Morris all the way down the middle.
Fine seams. Still running.
Fighting his way down. He's got his man, picked him up, and he's carrying him down the field, down into the 15-yard line. His lineman, I don't know if we'll be able to see it on replay, literally picked him up and carried him down. Now, I'm not sure.
That's legal, no, but you can push from behind now. Now, they're going to go quick. There's no need to go quick right now. But they are. That's a fine. They're keeping the lower Dauphin defense on their heels, but time-wise, I meant going quick. You don't need to rush here.
There's Morris again, straight up the middle. Morris, first hit, gets
trying to strip him.
Down in near the 8-yard line now for Morris. Another big chunk, so 1:51 to go, and the clock is ticking.
They're hurrying, and there's no need to hurry right now. Coach Gillen realizes it. He's just going to take his time, go back to the huddle. I like the idea, though. You're keeping lower Dauphin defense on their heels. You're running your stud in the backfield.
And why not keep doing it?
Waiting for a motion for one of these touchdowns. Now they're going. Here's their counter that they're real successful
Morris.
on.
Morris is going to get into the end zone on this one. Easy touchdown. Morris dances into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown here of the first half. Wow, at the 1:24 mark before halftime, and Cedar Cliff has opened up a big 20-point lead here with a chance to make it 21 in just a moment here.
And as you see here, what they're doing, watch the offensive line with the pulls. Just look at them, look at the movement. They're just killing that D-line, the 3-man D-line, and getting to the linebackers and just...
There's 3 yards deep into that line before he ever hits it.
No doubt. Line of scrimmage, a lot of football still, even though we got a lot of spread stuff, can be one on the line of scrimmage. You saw it right there, Gary.
Whitmer up and through for the 28-point, and the Colts have danced out in front here, 28-7. 1:24 to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back on High School Sports Live TV.
CCA field trips make learning come alive.
Well, a lot could happen in a few minutes. At the 4:11 mark, it was 7-7. It's now at the 1:24 mark, and it's 28-7. And I think Lower Dauphin's wondering where the house was that fell on them here.
And a lot of that has to do with special teams and field position, no doubt.
And then starting position, too, on offense, which has not been on the side of Lower Dauphin here so far tonight.
Absolutely. Right when Lower Dauphin had themselves back in the game, that kickoff coverage
Huge.
just got them, and then the punt got them. And the quick 3 and out. The interception on 3rd down, actually.
Been really impressed with Whitmer's kicking tonight, by the way, for Cedar Cliff. And again, no returns. He kicks it out of the end zone. So I think we got Jordan Stout down there a little bit.
Let me take you back to 1978, the summer of 78. Big 33 game right here on this field, kicking the opposite way. Big 33 football player. He wasn't just a kicker. He now owns a funeral home in New Cumberland. And did he boot that kickoff out of the end zone from right to left in the 78 Big 33 game? Cedar Cliff Colt, we'll get to that I'll get to that rest of that in a moment.
By the way, 3 carries, 40 yards, that last touchdown for Morris, so they cashed it in quick. So here's Lower Dauphin now trying to find some kind of answer before the half. 1:24 to go in the half. Good run, getting out over the 20.
And his name was Gib Parthmore. My dad happened to be an assistant Big 33 coach that year. With George Curry was also an assistant coach. Joe Garanser from Whitehall was the head coach. Walt Snyder from Council Rock was the other coach, and they played. It was East-West then, and the East got a 28-6 win over the West. And Parthmore, which brought back memories of that kick out of the end zone from a Cedar Cliff Colt helmet.
2nd down and 6 here for the Falcons. 56 seconds to go in the first half. 28-7, Cedar Cliff leads it.
Over the air.
Over the middle, and man, you got to watch that a little bit as he was trying to hook up with Jaquan Murphy. He's had that crossing route a couple of times for Murphy and has not been able to hit him really yet.
Lower Dauphin does a nice job getting a lot of receivers out in possession, reception routes there. Just missed him there. Back then in the Big 33, Gary, you'd wear your own helmets.
I remember
your own high school helmets, yep.
I remember that.
And speaking of helmets, Lower Dauphin, I have never seen in my life a team that has a number on one side and nothing on the other.
And speaking of problems, Lower Dauphin still has to turn in a play here, third down. They still have 50 seconds to go.
Screen.
Again, it's back to Fortney.
It's incomplete.
And now you're going to get a chance to get it back again if you're Cedar Cliff one more time. And their special teams have been dynamite so far tonight.
Sure have.
I think Cedar Cliff saying tonight, give us a chance for our special teams to play. We'll be all over this thing. So now you need a good punt desperately. Man waiting back at the 50-yard line.
He's only back 10 yards. Most punters are back 14. He's only back 10. You may get some pressure here.
He gets off a decent punt this time. Up in the air. It's going to roll down.
If you're lowered off and let that roll as long as you can.
Inside the 45, down almost to the 44-yard line. So pretty good punt to get out of there with 35 seconds to go here in the first half. And Cedar Cliff with the football.
Now Lower Dauphin got a big win last week, 21-3 over Mifflin County. But Mifflin County, as you look at their score, State College, they lost 51-6. Hollidaysburg, Mifflin County lost 28-0. 24-2 to Williamsport. And then, as I said, 21-3 to Lower Dauphin. So that win was really good for Lower Dauphin to get the momentum going, but it's against an 0-4 football team right now.
Double receivers, both sides here. Durrell is looking, down and out. Got his man right there. Yep, he's got Torado, and Torado gets out of bounds. So a nice play, get it down.
They tackle him backwards, so they're going to roll. The clock's going to keep going. So that Cedar Cliff has one timeout. They should have used it right there. It's going to take too much time.
Now you got to think they're going to go downfield deep on this one. So let's see what Durrell does right here. Straight back. Durrell looking, far side, got a man down there. Gets the inside look, catches it down at the 15-yard line. It's 6 seconds.
Get the timeout and get the field goal right now. I'd get the timeout and get a field goal. You could spike it and save the timeout, but you don't really need it anyway with 6 seconds.
See who he caught again, Trenton Smith. Man,
one-on-one ball, just threw it up, and Smith went up and got it.
You remember there was a receiver in the old days played for the San Diego Chargers named Lance
Allworth?
You got it.
Number 19.
Sticky hands. It's
little kid.
Trenton Smith reminds me of that
watch
guy.
This. Let me go over something here, Gary. If you're a defender with only 6 seconds of bat, you can even grab the guy. Grab him and throw him down before he catches it. Right. It's only 15 yards. In the NFL, it would be a spot foul. But it's only a 15-yard penalty at this level. Here we see it again. Right now, giving up 15 yards doesn't hurt you.
And it looks, are they going to go for the field goal or are they going to go for the touchdown?
I think you got to kick the field goal here. You got your chance.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they got it. I think they got number 10 out there.
They have 10 out there? Yes, they do. There's Durrell. Durrell's going to be the setter.
It was 6 seconds. You don't have time to go to the end zone at all. And you're on the left hash. It's a little bit of an angle. With the high school hash marks are wider than college and even more wider than the pros. So it's a more of an angle than you're used to, but it's not that close. So
it'll be a 33-yard field goal attempt here for Derek Whitmer.
He has plenty of leg with this. I expect them to make this.
Durrell. And there it is. It's up. Looked like he might have hooked it a little bit.
Hooked it left.
And he hooked it left. So turned away here with 3 seconds to go. It's still 28-7. Cedar Cliff leads it. Good foot on it, just kind of hooked it. Looked like it may be a little bit of a high snap that time, but, not a bad effort there from 33 yards out.
Now, the one thing you could have done, as you think it, with only 6 seconds, I agree with that call. Let's say there were 10 seconds. You could have your quarterback just spike it and then run to the middle, fall down right in the middle, then call your last time out and see where the ball's placed right now. A much better spot to field goal angle, but Whitmer had the leg, he just was wide left.
Suffice to say, we're probably going to see a knee right here. Don't forget our Jack G and Balbo halftime report straight ahead, our AT&T first half highlights, and our Highmark halftime stats all coming up. And before the half, we'll tell you about a special interview here in just a moment. So Landis, I would suspect, might take a knee here. Hands it off instead. And that will be the end of the first half as the clock kicks down to 0 and we head to halftime. Our Jack T and Balbo halftime report straight ahead. AT&T first half highlights. We'll get all those for you, the Highmark halftime stats. But right now, we have a special interview also coming up with Charlie Fortney and Dr. Callista Morris from OSS Health. All of that straight ahead. This is High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I'm with Dr. Callista Morris from OSS Health. She's an orthopedic sports medicine surgeon. Today we're going to talk about shoulder injuries. What sport really kind of wins this, if you will, the injury battle?
Yeah, absolutely, hands down, as some people may guess, football wins that battle, but very close by are wrestling and baseball. Okay. When it comes to baseball, pitching is absolutely the number one, more so than field players or catching. So pitchers are the biggest risk. Football is kind of a conglomerate. Yes, we see them in the quarterbacks, but those are more contact positions. Right. So wide receivers, running backs, they get hit a little bit harder. I'm
mentoring a young man. He's in my car the other day, and my shoulder hurts. I said, hey, what's going on, buddy? He said, I landed on my shoulder in practice. Do you tell them to go right back out there, or should they come in and get an x-ray, maybe like OSS Health, or should they, how do they know whether to be careful or just to keep going at it? If obviously there's deformity or anything like that to the shoulder just doesn't look right, come in right away, we'll get an x-ray. But if it just seems like a mild ache, give it a day or two, take some ibuprofen, Tylenol if you can tolerate it, and then if it's still not better within 72 hours, then definitely come in and get it checked out. Talk about preventative measures for shoulder injuries. Absolutely. So the number one thing for us is actually the shoulder blade. So if we can really strengthen the back and the shoulder blade, that helps the shoulder move better as a unit, puts you at less risk of injury. And then also stretching. So you want the motion on your dominant side to equal the motion of your non-dominant side. Cincinnati Reds, Bucknell wrestling team. I mean, you've been around a lot of different sports. It's got to be a dream come true. A little girl or a little guy, high school kid, junior high comes in. You can talk to them about sports. You can relate to them. You've been there. Does that give you an advantage making that connection? Absolutely. So being a former athlete and being around as high level as Major League Baseball, we understand the importance of getting back to their sport and their passion and what they want to do and doing it safely, but also timing for that. So we kind of base, are you going into senior season? Are you trying to make this tournament or that tournament? How can we work your injury to get you back to your goal? What would be like a return to play checklist on how you could judge whether or not that shoulder is ready to go? Yeah. So if it's any type of shoulder injury that requires rehab, it's at least 6 weeks of rehab. So you're out for 6 weeks if you're not taking care of yourself. If it gets to a surgical aspect, now we're looking at 6 months. So it's a pretty big deal if we have to go in for surgery. So if you can take a break and let it rest, that's great. It may save you months on a recovery turn, but we go on a stepwise progression. We work on motion first, then we work on strength, and then we get back into sport-specific activities. If you want more information, go to osshealth.com. Today's professional skill tip will involve using one-handed shooting to bring balance and stability to the shot. I teach young players to balance the ball in one hand, in close, to establish a squared-up foundation when shooting. The one-hand shooting further out forces the player to stay square, reinforcing balance and lift on the shot. This one-handed emphasis will only help with leg power and the ball rolling off the one hand, developing more control and overall shot balance. The one-handed shooting is the fundamental tool I use to develop advanced shooters.
I'm thankful for the OSS trainers always being there to keep me in the game and on the field and help me pursue my lacrosse career outside of high school.
I'm going to Florida Southern College to play lacrosse. OSS trainers have taught us a lot about our bodies and keep them healthy, and that's going to help us get ready for collegiate sports.
OSS Health. Extraordinary care. Extraordinary athletes.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
CCA field trips make learning come alive.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move. mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back to the Jack D. and Balvo halftime report. High atop Hershey Stadium here, where it's 28-7 at the half. The Colts running past right now, Lower Dauphin. You just thought, well, geez, they really dominated in the first half. Not the 4:11 mark to go in the second quarter. It was a tie game, 7-7. At the 1:24 mark before halftime, it was 28-7. Special teams were a big part of that first half.
No doubt about it. We covered it in the end of the first half. And if you're Lower Dauphin in the locker room right now, you got to just try to talk about getting a little bit of the time back and try to make this game 28-14. You can't get it all back at once, but you got to build on something positive here and fight and scrap and not give up any more big plays, especially on the special teams.
Some mistakes, some penalties in the first half for both these clubs. But when we take a look at our first half highlights coming up here, our AT&T first half highlights, you're going to see some pretty good plays out there. Both these teams very, very well coached. And let's take a look. Take us through that right now, Four.
Sure. Well, the first thing was Cedar Cliff getting on the board early. And here's that monster running back. He has really good wheels, and he can cut on a dime for the early touchdown to Paydirt and put him up 7-0. And then, Morris. And then that pass to the tight end over the middle. And what a run after the catch. And right there, you're 4:22 left in the game. You're thinking, here we go. We got a football game. And you mentioned it. And it was 7-7. And then, the squib kick that right there. Trenton Smith right ready for it and electrifying. 14-7.
And then you get the punt. And
we're not going to show you. And then the ISO play to the tailback. He's phenomenal. Really good lead blocking. The line of scrimmage by Cedar Cliff, as you see another one right here. The line of scrimmage domination, pushing that D line of Lower Dauphin and getting to the linebackers and really making it difficult for the defense of Lower Dauphin to come through and make tackles. There's your stats.
Take a look at our Highmark halftime stats right here and take a look at the score, 28-7. 9-6 in first downs, not that big a difference. Rushing yards, though, Cedar Cliff all over Lower Dauphin that way, and passing yards as well. Good balance there, 221 yards in first half.
And special teams doesn't show up there, and that was where the miscues happened for the Falcons.
Interesting that Lower Dauphin doesn't have any penalties in the first half. 4 for 25 yards for Cedar Cliff, 2 turnovers to 1, but Cedar Cliff special teams, again, that was the real dividing point in the first half, and the ability to take advantage of the Lower Dauphin kicking game.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take a break. We're going to come right back with more here at halftime as we talk about what's coming up here in the second half. But it's 28-7 at the half. The Cedar Cliff Colts leading the Lower Dauphin Falcons, and it's all here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Hi, I'm Jackie Ferentinos.
And I'm Steve Ferentinos.
And we're the owners of Valley Bistro. Valley Bistro is a modern bistro located in Enola, Pennsylvania.
We're open 7 days a week from 7 to 2. We offer indoor and outdoor seating. We have a catering facility for all your needs.
We have been clients with Capital Region Insurance Agency for 2 years. When we first met Warren and Logan, we realized that we were undercovered. They were able to assess our needs and provide us with the proper coverage we needed for our restaurant. The program they provided us reduced our premiums and enhanced our coverage. They even went as far as to complete all the paperwork we needed, cancel our other policy, and make everything a completely smooth transition.
In our experience, we usually have used other agencies and it would take days and hours to get back to us, whereas with CRIA, they immediately get back to us within minutes. CRIA has the best customer service, and that's what separates them from other agencies in the area.
When you choose to go with CRIA, you're choosing to buy a promise that, God forbid anything would happen to your business, they will be right there for you. Shopping for insurance is never easy and usually a lengthy process, but when it comes to CRIA, they're the ones to get it done for you. Choose them, you won't regret it.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
CCA field trips make learning come alive.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Looking for the best selection of new and used Fords?
Hoffman has it.
Who has the lowest prices and payments?
Hoffman has it.
Where can you get the most for your trade?
Hoffman has it.
Brand new state-of-the-art facility, factory-trained technicians, on-site collision center, best parts and accessories department.
Do I really need to say it again? Visit us today and see for yourself. Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
The mic and drill is a foundational drill that I teach all young players that sign up for my class. This drill teaches players to finish around the basket while using proper footwork. It's important for players to use the right hand on the right side and the left hand on the left side. I teach players to shuffle their feet and get low while exploding into the layup. Squaring feet and squaring shoulders is the key to consistency and timing around the basket. The mic and drill is a foundational drill for every young player to learn in my class.
I'm thankful for the OSS trainers always being there to keep me in the game and on the field and help me pursue my lacrosse career outside of high school.
I'm going to Florida Southern College to play lacrosse. OSS trainers have taught us a lot about our bodies and keep them healthy, and that's going to help us get ready for collegiate sports.
OSS Health. Extraordinary care. Extraordinary athletes.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Archie Smith, our speed and agility expert.
The block jumping drill is meant to develop the fast twitch jumping muscles in a young player's legs. This drill forces a player to jump constantly and should be fast-paced while clearing the block every time. Players will develop explosive jumping skills doing this, and it trains a player's body to jump quicker and have the endurance needed to jump in game situations.
The block jumping drill is one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
And welcome back to Hershey Park Stadium here as we get ready to start the second half. And in the background there, you can see the lit-up roller coaster over there as they have the lights on. And I always like to see that. It makes me happy to see the park. You spent a few days down the park.
Oh, sure did back in the day. How about that pogo drill in that last commercial that Archie was doing?
Archie Smith
showing
Jr.
the kids.
Yeah.
He still has some feet with them.
Archie Smith is like a pogo guy on a normal day. I mean, he's not doing the drill. He's like all over the place. Hey, Lower Dauphin's going to get the kickoff to start the second half here. They're down 28-7, but Travis Sparks, our statistician, just sent a number to me. Kick return yards so far for Cedar Cliff, 107. Kick return yards for Lower Dauphin, 21. Does that tell you a lot about this game?
It sure does, especially since Cedar Cliff has kicked off to Lower Dauphin many more times than LD's kicked off to the Cliff.
Exactly right.
And, I want to go back to this about Archie. You mentioned Ty Sabercool, one of the best-dressed coaches as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the best-dressed assistant coach I've ever seen is Archie.
Yep.
And he always has the wild socks to go with that outfit.
And a smile about a mile wide,
yes, he
I
does.
might add. Yeah.
And for many times, he's done our sideline reporting, but now he's coaching defensive backs this year at the high school level. So, there's a lone fan up there enjoying himself on his cell phone.
And he's texting right now.
Football.
Yeah. That's social distancing at its best right there.
Sure. I know it's a Thursday night, and Cedar Cliff's doing one heck of a job. The Cedar Cliff football fan base, this is the least amount of fans in a dry weather game I've seen in Cedar Cliff history for games I've been at since I've been a little kid. They used to bring their whole town, New Cumberland, Lemoyne, all around. They would, and they don't have their band here tonight. They have a student section over there. You see it right now. They're going strong, and loyal fans up there, but not a whole lot of them. Maybe a lot are watching from home on a Thursday night, a rare night. Why is this a Thursday night game? We got a big concert tomorrow night.
Well, and they wanted to, hear Ford Chapman tonight. So maybe they're at home saying they got a chance to hear Ford analyze the game tonight. That's the real reason they stayed home.
Got the Jonas Brothers here tomorrow night.
Yeah.
How about it?
Look at the stage up there, all set to go. Huge stage down at the end here.
And this picture, actually, where the cameraman is right now on the stage. From that view right there.
Exactly.
Right behind the stage, right in front of the stage. And now we got our press box view.
Seen a few concerts in the stadium here. Yeah. Great place to see a concert, by the way.
Lower Dauphin has been to the state championship one time, the 1995 season. They played a great first half and were tied 14-14 with eventual state champ Penn Hills back in 95. Had a heck of a run with Broadwater, the quarterback and safety. And Cedar Cliff was at the state championship in 1988, the first year of the state title. This game was played at 4 different locations. Theirs, the Quad A, was at Beaver Stadium at Penn State. They were up at halftime 7-3. Lost to Pittsburgh Central Catholic in the first ever state. There's our cameraman from the end zone look. There he is.
Yeah, he's waving. He loves
Edwards.
it, huh?
And, the other thing, that Pittsburgh Central Catholic team, here's a phenomenal stat. They beat Cedar Cliff for the state title. They didn't even win their district playoff at WPL. Upper St. Clair did. But Upper St. Clair elected not to go to the state tournament that year, Jim Render's squad.
Yep.
So Pittsburgh Central Catholic filled in and went the distance.
Jim Render wasn't too fond of the state championships at that point.
He was the next year, and few after. You better believe it. Phenomenal football coach from Ohio originally, coaching out there in Western PA. That Upper St. Clair team was always really aggressive and good football.
Here's Whitmer with another great kickoff, but this time it's going to be
same
handled.
spot.
And it's Charlie Ford. He's got back over the 10, out to the 15-yard line, and takes it down to the 15.
Nobody to get over the block for him, Gary. Sorry.
So Fortney gets the ball to the 15-yard line. Again, not good field position here to set up for Lower Dauphin, but they have the ball as we start the third quarter. And so if you're Lower Dauphin now, you're down by 21. Obviously, you got kicked in the gut there the last 3 minutes of the first half. So what are you saying right now?
Sure.
If you're coach?
Well, first of all, you got to anticipate on the special teams that kick's going to go to that far left. It was kicked to the exact same spot it was the last time they kicked off. And you got to have more guys ready to give Fortney some help there on the return. But now they're going to line up. Hey, you just got to mix up run and pass. Get back to that running game and choose some yardage. Here comes the jet sweep.
Inside handoff, and he's got Fortney coming near side, not Fortney, Hagee rather, coming near side. Make that Milheims will get him right eventually, but he doesn't get anything really. He just gets out to the 15-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage.
The Cedar Cliff defense, Gary, just really threaded that wide to the side and didn't allow the turn up until late, and then, rallied to the football and held them to a no gain. Really good defense by Cedar Cliff there. 4-man front, Cedar Cliff's been showing most of this game. 2 inside backers, 2 outside, sort of a 4-4 look. 3 secondaries.
Kaufman usually has been getting the handoff in this situation. Here's Kaufman, grabs it, near side. Crawls out near the 19-yard line, a gain of maybe 4 on the play. Make that, no, just back to the line of scrimmage, forgive me, back to the 15. I lost my track there for a second. Back to the 15, so no gain on the play.
Game we did 2 weeks ago, Gary. Beautiful game in overtime at Manheim Township against Harrisburg. Yep. Both teams were not playing an opponent due to COVID. They matched up. Get to that after this play. I was going to say they played a similar defense as what Cedar Cliff's playing right now.
Yeah, you and I had that game. That was a lot of fun. That was a great game, too.
4-4 cover 3 basically for the Cliff right now. 4 guys. They got a guy wide open out there if they want to throw it.
Oh, and he threw it off the guy that time. It was different. Looked like he threw it.
It hit either blocked by a defender or off one of his linemen.
Yeah, it was kind of an odd look there as Landis was.
I'd like to see a replay of that if we can tell what happened. I think it hit I was looking downfield at the receivers' routes. It may have hit a defender's hand or helmet at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, kind
never
of
made it past the line.
So here's Lower Dauphin having to kick it out deep in their own territory.
Here we got a shot at it right here. What? Yeah, it was batted down by the big defensive tackle. Number 50 for the Colts. And that would be, that's Hunter Garcett. He had a big game last week.
There's a kick out of there. Pretty good job of kicking away that time from Torado. But the ball's out again in Lower Dauphin territory. It'll be set up near the 46-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Cedar Cliff.
There was nobody better at the high school ranks in the mid-state of punting away from a skill guy than Bob Craig's Cedar Cliff teams. Bob Craig started coaching in the 60s, ended in 2000. That means 5 decades he was the head coach of Cedar Cliff. And there you see the American flag right there in the middle.
And you see the wind has picked up, pushing that American flag from your left to right, and that's right at the backs of Cedar Cliff, and they're running downhill already. And here he goes again, Morris. Morris to the middle.
Holding.
And you got a holding in the back. Holding's going to be called that time against number 71, Claude Godineau.
And that's a spot foul. It's going to be 10 yards. It'll bring up, replay the down. It'll be 1st and 20 for the Colts. And penalties they've been hit with a few penalties in the first half, as you mentioned, a few offsides. And that just sets you behind the chains. But overall, Cedar Cliff's domination at the line of scrimmage has been a big part of this football game to give their star running back, Morris, a chance to really make things happen.
Ball back to the 44-yard line again. So it'll be first down and 20 yards to go now. 10:28 to go here in the third quarter. Gary Sutton, Fort Chapman with you, our whole Invicta crew tonight.
Lower Dauphin sitting in that 3-man front. I expect Cedar Cliff to just keep running the football. It's play action here, up, hitch, and go.
He's throwing it deep, overthrows his receiver. That might be the first time all night he's really overthrown Trenton Smith.
And it's good for him that he did, because it was very well covered by the secondary of Lower Dauphin.
You know, you look at Darrell's arm. I mean, he's got some power, man. He let that thing go, and it kind of was cruising down there. Really impressed.
Yes. You know, back to this 3-man front of Lower Dauphin. When you're seeing a bunch of spread sets, it's not a bad look with the 3-4. And you got that big stud linebacker in there to really help things out, Murphy. But I'm looking for Cedar Cliff, even though they spread out here, they can get some gaps in running lanes. It's a 6-man box right now, as Lower Dauphin has a safety over the top and a lot of defenders out of the box.
Second down and 20 yards to go. Over the middle it comes. Torado again. Torado will get the ball across the 50, down near the 46-yard line. And I said Torado that time, actually, yeah. So Cedar Cliff brings up now a 3rd down, and looks to be about 12 yards.
I would not be surprised if they spread it out like they're doing here and run Morris.
Again, you're spreading everybody out there. Morris is a monster in the box there. They send Morris out. Across the middle it comes, and there he is, Trenton Smith again. Crossing route, touchdown, Trenton Smith from the 48-yard line, and Trenton Smith continues to astound. That was interesting because you had two guys crossing at the same place
very
right
close.
there.
I saw that, yeah. Number 1 and 14, and I wasn't sure who he was going to. It wasn't like you had your post dig. It was very close. We'll get another look at this after the
Toronto
we'll
crossed early, and then Smith came right
Perfect.
past
Here's
him.
our end zone. Watch number 1 coming from the left of your screen on the post. Yep, and they did cross. 14 was just underneath, and really well executed. Really nice football play, and Ethan Durrell put it right on the money.
Here's Whitmer again. And the kick is no good this time. So with 9:29 to go in the third quarter, 34-7. Let's take one more look here. Beautiful catch by Trenton Smith.
Look at how close they were. Almost like a rub round.
Just wondered who had it for a second. Was it Toronto or was it Smith? Well, Smith takes it to the house one more time. And we'll take it to a break and be right back with more on High School Sports Live TV.
Today's Advanced Tips tip will feature Archie Smith, our speed and agility expert.
The block jumping drill is meant to develop the fast twitch jumping muscles in a young player's legs. This drill forces a player to jump constantly and should be fast-paced while clearing the block every time. Players will develop explosive jumping skills doing this, and it trains a player's body to jump quicker and have the endurance needed to jump in game situations.
The block jumping drill is one fundamental a player will learn in my class.
There's a couple guys, fortunately, that haven't had to do much work tonight except watch a football game. The EMT guys, we thank them for their service. They do such a wonderful job and always here helping these young athletes. But that last play, Toronto and Smith, it's like take your pick. Throw the ball right there, and one of the two of us will get it,
Yeah, they almost collided.
Here's a guy who's been busy tonight, Derek Whitmer.
Now let's see how the return goes. Same exact spot again. It landed at the spot, but he let it go into the end zone out to the 20. In high school, you cannot bring the ball on a kickoff. Once that ball crosses the plane of the goal line, even if you catch it, you cannot bring it out. That is an antiquated rule. It's been around forever, and they're probably never going to get rid of that in high school football. I don't know why we have it. It's a great, great positive for a good kicking team. You limit the team, and they have to get the ball to 20 every time if you can kick it into the end zone.
So Trenton Smith with his second touchdown tonight. 3 for Jonte Morris. And Cedar Cliff is rolling, 34-7 with 9:29 to go in the third quarter. And Lower Dauphin just wants to get some good positive stuff going here. They were moving the ball well in the first quarter of this game. And they got a nice run off the right side out near the 25-yard line as Ty Milheims with some positive yardage. I like the concepts of this Lower Dauphin club. They've just been operating in bad territory all night long after the first quarter. So it'll be second down now and 6 yards to go. Braden Landis. 3 receivers tight. Quads actually far side. Nobody
One's
near
ineligible, though. One's ineligible till they shift there because there's a back in the backfield with the quarterback. Now everybody's eligible.
How about Kaufman with a handoff maybe? No.
Really
Landis.
nicely executed there.
Good pass by Landis. Over the 40-yard line, has his receiver there out near the 44-yard line. So good movement here by Lower Dauphin and a first down.
Great example of what we talked about, Cedar Cliff's quarterback throwing the ball in rhythm. Well, this time it's the other side, the Falcons. Watch this play. Quick play action, double play action here, and then right on the money. Good route by Fortney, good run after the catch, and that's what you want to see more of from Lower Dauphin to get them back in this football game. They got to start now. They're down multiple scores.
Nice possession passes there.
Here's that funky formation. They're going to set him and run the other guy in motion. Oh.
And you're going to get...
I do not know why Cedar Cliff, anytime his formation gets a third time, they've jumped off sides.
And every time they put Fortney in motion, it's like Cedar Cliff goes, oh, we got to jump.
Yeah, I don't understand that. If you're a D lineman, you don't even worry about that stuff.
So first down and 5.
We're so far up here, I can't hear the quarterback's cadence. Sometimes voice inflection can make him jump off. Now, when you see this right here, 2 guys, the inside receiver on the ball, the third guy in is ineligible. There you see it, the third guy in is out because you have a back and 4 guys. They'll usually shift out of this. He can not go out for a pass.
Look at Sunshine Anger in there, the tight end. He's open on the inside if he wants to be. Out over the 50-yard line into Cedar Cliff territory goes Lower Dauphin.
Lower Dauphin decided to run to the weak side. They only have a guard and tackle over there. They saw something that Cedar Cliff maybe over-adjusted and went that way. There's no better team in the state that runs like that to the weak side as Governor Mifflin did last year, and a great team. They have another really, really good team this year. have a chance to go really far. Once again, they lost a heartbreaker to Pine Richland last year in the Western Final. I was fortunate enough to do that with Eric Thomas on TV, and they played a whale of a football game.
So 2nd down and 2, and of course Nick Singleton, their big running back this year, Penn State bound.
Yes.
There's Landis, calling the cadence again.
Fumble.
Did they stay on the ball? Cedar Cliff says they have it.
They hopped right back up to the running back. Yep, Colts have it.
And Cedar Cliff has it, and yet another bad break here for Lower Dauphin.
I don't know if he ever had it, Gary. It looked like he was fumbling before he got hit. Let's check the exchange here. Quarterback, running back exchange, always very important. Put it in there like a loaf of bread or a little baby. Don't jam it in there. Yep, never had it.
Yep,
never ever had the football.
Yep, they're looking for Kaufman in the middle and just could not get it. And so here's Cedar Cliff back where they are used to being right now in Lower Dauphin territory throughout this game. 34-7, they lead it. 7:04 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Comes that counter again.
There goes Morris. And Morris just runs over people again. Down the far side, Morris stepping out of bounds near the 24-yard line. But Morris, first hit, doesn't bother him, man. He breaks through every time.
One lineman pulls from the right. He's going to kick out. And then the slot back is going to come also. Watch it right here. Watch the right guard pull. And the back, boom. And there goes your running back up through. You got to be able to try to squeeze that if you're Lower Dauphin. Hope your linebackers can come over the top and get good angles. And it's very tough to do with 3 down linemen. Your 7-man box here for Lower Dauphin. And Cedar Cliff's just really executing on the line of scrimmage.
Try to get an update on how many yards Morris has in the game
Play action.
so far. Here it is. Durrell. Outside it comes, a little low that time.
And here's what happened there. The ball is all the way over on the left hash. And your receiver's running a deep pitch out to the side. So the ball's going to be in there for quite a long time and just underthrown.
He was
looking to have a strong arm to get it out there on rhythm.
First time all night he's looked for Isaiah Masonette, the 5'9 senior. So he's 2nd and 10 to go here.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the counter again. The right guard's back a little bit in his stance. Oh, we got a little motion. Look for the ISO here to the left. There it is.
There he is. Morris looking for touchdown number 4, heading for the end zone, brought down near the goal line. And Morris continues to rumble going into that play, 155 yards for the night, 3 touchdowns, and I have a feeling 4 might be just on the outskirts here.
The right guard gave that play away with his stance. He was off the ball a little bit, and he has weight on the back of his stance. That means he's pulling. Watch it. Watch the right guard to the right of the center. There he goes, pulls through, does a nice job picking up a block, and not enough people at the point of attack, and Cedar Cliff's off to the races.
Morris with a real good flowing style of running, but he's also got, he fools you with the power. I mean, you don't think, he's going to be a powerful guy, but he's really flowing, but monster when he hits a tackle. So it'll be 1st down, goal to go. Wonder who's going to get it. And a timeout called. We'll take one as well. 6:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. You're watching High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
The Jet Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
Welcome back. Hershey Park Stadium. I'll say that. Hershey Park Stadium as it's 6:13 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
This is Lower Dauphin's home field, Gary, as most know,
right,
as well as Hershey High Schools. It used to be Milton Hershey's as well, all 3 teams, until Milton Hershey built a new stadium over by their high school. So because the high school for Milton Hershey was up on the hill here.
Exactly.
Press boxes left.
And that's now an elementary school up there, right?
Yeah, it was a middle school. I think it's still a middle school.
There goes Morris into the end zone, standing up. His 4th touchdown of the night here at the 6:10 mark of the 3rd quarter, and the lead has ballooned to 40-7. As Morris putting on a show here tonight. Where do you rank him? I mean, you've seen a lot of running backs. You've coached a lot of great running backs. Where do you rank this guy?
Well, he has a great combination of speed and has that little unforeseen power that you don't anticipate out of a running back that's not real big. And once we come back from the break, let's talk about some of the running backs in Central Pennsylvania history that have shown us a lot over the years.
Here's your kick up, and this time it's through. 41-7, Cedar Cliff on top right now. 6:10 to go in the third quarter. You're watching High School Sports Live TV. It's ABC 27.3.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Cedar Cliff showing off all its skills here tonight. 41-7, 6:10 to go, and getting ready to kick it off. But you talk about great running backs in this league and in the area for, we're watching this young man tonight, Jonte Morris, who's showing off his skills.
Sure.
You could list off a whole parade of people who have gone through this area in a long time.
No doubt, and you look at these two teams. Running back from the 77 season, Gary Kerman from Lower Dauphin was he's a really eye doctor now in the Hummelstown area. Really good player. As the ball goes kicked into the end zone. Cedar Cliff had Bob Damon, went to Penn State, had some back injuries, some issues there. Obviously, Coy Wire played at Stanford in the NFL as a defender. He's a really strong running back on the 96 district championship team of Cedar Cliff. And then you look through it, John Ritchie from Cumberland Valley, the fullback, and you go to Shady McCoy, probably the best ever running back from Bishop McDevitt. And also, let's not forget, Ricky Waters, Sean Borowski, and Jimmy Bryant in the backfield in 85.
Right.
And we can't leave out Carlisle's Michael Owens, phenomenal football player, went to Syracuse.
Pretty good basketball player, too, on a couple state championship teams. So
yes, he did. He won 2 of them, yep.
Only team to win 4 in a row on that 4A level. And here's Lower Dauphin with the ball at the 20-yard line. Get some positive yardage out of the gate and first down.
One of the greatest football games in the area's history. Michael Owens and Carlisle in 85 went into Bishop McDevitt when they had Borowski, Waters, and Bryant and won 22-21. Michael Owens had 3 touchdowns, as he did in the Big 33 game. And Mark Bricker caught a play-action pass to win the game. Ray Ernie did not call Michael Owens' number. He faked to Owens and threw to Bricker for the game winner to make it 22-21. Carlisle, McDevitt's only loss in the 85 season. But prior to the state tournament, as you know, it ended at districts, as you mentioned, till 88, when we had state football playoffs.
We just put that man in motion again, and we just had another offside call against Cedar Cliff. It's the same play.
It's unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, if you are Coach Colin Gillen, you're going to be working on that one during the week, I think.
You're
probably with a half
right.
smile on your face, I don't know.
Darn right.
So it's 2nd down now and 2 instead of 2nd and 7. As Landis back in shotgun. 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. Sidecar in the backfield, man in motion again. Let's see if they go offside. They don't this time. Cedar Cliff holds. Here's your handoff. And testing the near side, falling out maybe near the 30-yard line, and that's going to be close to first down territory, but probably not quite there.
He got it.
Did he get it? Good.
So let's go back to the running backs. Let's look at Harrisburg High's running backs over the years. You can go all the way back to John Harris High School when they had Dennis Green, former NFL coach. He went to Iowa, hurt his knee. And then you had Robert Tate, graduated in 92, phenomenal football player, played at Cincinnati and played defense for the Vikings and the Cardinals. You had Hank Poteet and Kenny Watson, 2 other really good ones.
So here's Landis now, back in shotgun. 1 receiver each side. Looks like it's going to be a passing play.
That's defensive, that's pass interference.
Yep, pass interference coming up right here. You got to at least that or unsportsmanlike. Yeah, it's going to be a flag down. Big penalty coming up here against Cedar Cliff.
Could be defensive holding, too, because he was grabbing him when the ball was in the air, too, even before the ball was in the air. So you may see some, yep, it's going to call holding, not interference.
There it is. Pretty much take your pick on that one.
All right.
Uncatchable ball, I guess you'd say, it was over his head, but then holding becomes the call that's easy to make. So it'll be first down now for Lower Dauphin. Ball out at the 40-yard line. And Lower Dauphin has a little something going right here.
Just the line of scrimmage, Cedar Cliff has just been the better team up front on both sides of the ball.
You see that line just up there on that particular play. Leading the way is Parker Tenosi. it'll be second down now, 10 yards.
Mechanicsburg, great running back, graduating 82. Ryan Priest had a great career at Lafayette. Almost set the state single-season rushing record. Another good one.
Here's Landis now. 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. Man in motion again. Landis getting some pressure across the middle. He finally finds that man Murphy he's been looking for all night, and he gets him on that crossing route. Finally, Jaquan Murphy gets another first down. Good pass by Landis there. He waited that time, and Murphy was able to get through without getting hit.
This kid has a lot of potential. Does a lot of good things.
So Lower Dauphin into Cedar Cliff territory now. First down and 10, 45-yard line. Got Murphy in the slot again. Fortney to the far side. 1 man, 2 men near side. Might be where you might get Jacob Kaufman on a handoff. And instead they get it to Hagee. Hagee inside the 40, down to the 30, the 25-yard line, and down to the 23, and is that a late flag thrown in there or mark?
What that was, a face mask. 2 flags came in. Probably add on, tack on to it.
So down to the 24-yard line. Nice run by Hagee. You got a personal foul against Cedar Cliff.
It's going to be half the distance. So it's going to take it from the 24
down to the 12.
Down to the 12, yep.
So 12-yard line where Lower Dauphin in great position here with 3:08 to go in the third quarter.
There on that replay, you should see it. Torado did grab the face mask.
So here's Landis, and he's got Milheim's back there with him now.
You see 4 receivers to the right with a running back. That means somebody's ineligible. That inside receiver there, that bunch part is ineligible. Potentially get a run here by 10, yep.
Milheim gets it again. Milheim's over the right side. Milheim's to the end zone. Milheim's in for the touchdown. A 12-yard run for Ty Milheim's. And Lower Dauphin is on the board here with 2:49 to go in the third quarter, 41-13, and getting a chance for the extra point right here.
Nicely executed drive by the Falcons. It's too little too late to win the football game, most likely here late in the third, but they're going to battle, and I like that. That's a really good job by Coach Borelli by keeping his team in the football game. No quit in the Falcons. There's a lot of football season to play for yet, and you got it. Every play you run can make you a better football team.
Exactly. Learning time here. Jacob Gessford in for the extra point. Snap down, kick up. Kick is good. And Gessford adds the extra point. It's 41-14 with 2:49 to go in the third quarter. It's all happening here at Hershey Park Stadium on High School Sports Live TV.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
The micing drill is a foundational drill that I teach all young players that sign up for my class. This drill teaches players to finish around the basket while using proper footwork. It's important for players to use the right hand on the right side and the left hand on the left side. I teach players to shuffle their feet and get low while exploding into the layup. Squaring feet and squaring shoulders is the key to consistency and timing around the basket. The micing drill is a foundational drill for every young player to learn in my class.
There you see the Cedar Cliff cheerleaders down there on the near side. And they're having a good time tonight. Obviously, their team has 41 points on the board to 14. But Lower Dauphin's a little happier right now, having just done a nice march down the field and getting their second score of the night. So Lower Dauphin will kick off here, and 2:49 to go in the third quarter. There you see the Falcon over on the far side, kibitzing a little bit with a few of the cheerleaders.
Okay, we had those Cox brothers from Redland were good football players. Mike Cox, the older one, heck of a running back, linebacker. Just thinking through all these schools. I'm trying to run through each school and see if anybody I'm missing from these big running backs. I'm just trying
I love that. Like with a history book up here. It's just beautiful. Ford Chapman here with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have him up here on the top of the press box at Hershey.
I grew up, my dad got hired right out of college, went to his alma mater, John Harris, and was hired by George Chomp, who had 2 more years left at John Harris before he went to Ohio State with Woody Hayes in the '68 season. And I would come to this stadium every year. My mom would bring me as a little youngster to watch the William Penn John Harris Thanksgiving Day game, the 2 city schools.
It's always a great
10 o'clock
game.
in the morning. Yeah, great rivalry, good battles. Onside kick, didn't make it anywhere. You can pick that up if you're Cedar Cliff, but be careful.
Yeah.
Another kicking woe for the Falcons. I like the aggressiveness, but it's going to give Cedar Cliff once again the ball in really good field position.
Their kickoffs tonight might not be the highlight of the evening for Lower Dauphin so far. That's not been the high point. But
so let me tell you while we have a little bit of time here. John Harris lost their 39-game winning streak. Mickey Minnick was now the head coach because Chop had gone to Ohio State. 1968 season. They get upset by Steel High at Steel High 18-7. Snapped a 39-game winning streak for John Harris. I'll get you after this play.
Here's Cedar Cliff.
Backup running back in the game.
Another good, nice tackle. Great job coming out of there. That was Ty Milheim. She's been playing well on both sides of the ball. Just scored the touchdown a moment ago.
Cedar Cliff getting some backups in the game here. So the next year, both teams are undefeated late in the year. 2 games left. They play at John Harris, Steel High and John Harris. Number 1 and 2 team in the state ranked. John Harris wins 49-0.
Wow.
The next week, they got to play Thanksgiving Day against a team with a losing record, their arch rival, William Penn. Expected to kill them. 6-6 tie. What a moral victory for William Penn. 6-6 tie. Incredible performance by that William Penn team to hold John Harris to 6 points. A late touchdown by Chucky Vini.
Cedar Cliff 2nd and 12 and just passed off the mark there.
They ran it to the left here, the left of our press box. Chucky Vini on a late run, long scamper, ties it up. Doug Williams for the extra point, kicked it wide, 6-6 tie.
Bennett Sechrist in the game now, a freshman quarterback for Cedar Cliff, so he's getting some time here tonight. A little more coolness here tonight than we've seen of late. People with a few more bits of clothing on than has had to happen here in recent days. We thought
temperatures dropping down below around 60 degrees tonight, yet below 60. But it was nice till the sun went down. Beautiful play to number 6 down the middle.
Got his man over the middle. Nice pass there.
And he's gone.
And
Fake the bubble screen. Oh, nice hustle. There he is. What a great effort. Look at Murphy, Jaquan Murphy, late in the game. He's been all over the field playing, and he hustled to stop that play when the score is 41-14. Great play, young man. Very impressive. And you know what? The college scouts will see that.
Good pass from Sechrist to Nathan Lust that time. And then you see Lust make a little move of his own. And watch Murphy. He never quits on the play and dives and saving tackle right there. Shoestring tackle, if you will.
Was.
Ball's at the 11-yard line, 12-yard line, make it. Handoff, near side. They're going to get down inside the
penalty flag.
Near the 7, penalty flag down. See if we have holding. So Milheim again in on the tackle. Milheim has played a really good game tonight for Lower Dauphin, offensively and defensively.
Yes, he has. Thought of another one. Billy Fagley played for John Weaver at East Pennsboro. Heck of a running back. Went to Pitt to start out, then he transferred to IUP, had a great career at IUP. Really aggressive running back.
Well, the ball's down at the 3-yard line, so it'll be first down and goal for Cedar Cliff.
Officials timeout.
And now they'll set up again. Sechrist under center this time. And Sechrist with a handoff, and right into the end zone heads Evan Ziegler, the running back, with yet another touchdown here for Cedar Cliff. So the faces change right now, but the results are the same as Ziegler with an easy 3-yard run for the TD. 47-14, 1:27 to go here in the third quarter. Take a look at this, just an easy handoff to Ziegler, and Ziegler says, follow those blockers. They've been opening up big holes all night long.
Sure have.
Here's Whitmer again.
Nice run by the sophomore.
And Whitmer put a little zip on that one. That was down in the on the scoreboard. So it's 48-14 with 1:27 to go in the third quarter. It's all Cedar Cliff here tonight on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment, and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
.127 to go in the third quarter here. Gary Sutton, Ford Chapman with you, our whole and Vicar crew, as we are coming to you from Hershey Park Stadium. 48-14, Cedar Cliff leads it.
Question for you, Gary. Where's this kick going?
Left.
You better believe it.
There it is again. This one's returnable, though. From the 10-yard line to the 20. Fortney's got it, 25-yard line. Gets out to the 30 and over the 32-yard line. Nice return by Fortney. He picked his way out there for pretty good field position for Lower Dauphin.
That ball was 8 yards shorter than normal, but to the left. But I thought Lower Dauphin did a much better job getting back here and giving a little bit of lead blocking for the return man. I got one more for you.
Go ahead.
Just hit me. 1978, undefeated Mickey Minnick Steel High Steamrollers. Dwayne Chisholm also started on the basketball team.
Yes, he did.
When they lost to Sam Bowie and the Lebanon Cedars in the Eastern Final. But Dwayne Chisholm went to Cincinnati, had a great career for the #1 ranked team in the state in high school, the Steel High Rollers.
So here's Lower Dauphin now.
Back when Steel High would play all the big boys.
Man in motion. Milheim. Milheim stops, resets.
No offsides by the Cedar Cliff D-line. Got a man.
And
threw it behind him.
Yeah, threw it behind him that time. Good pressure into the backfield by Cedar Cliff. Trying to get the number of the player there for Cedar Cliff that time. It looked like it might be Anthony Heredia with the pressure in the backfield. So 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons. Right up the gut it goes, and all the way through it. He got a big run. He's done. He is gone. 69 yards to the house. How about Jacob Kaufman, a 69-yard touchdown, and he went right off that right side, and no one was home back there, and Kaufman with the touchdown.
He got through that. He got through that first group, and he was off to the races.
He got by that first one right here. Looks like they're going to get short yardage, and no one's home.
Cedar Cliff putting some subs in, but nonetheless, it's good work for Lower Dauphin, and they can build on this. They sure can, and good effort by Kaufman and the offensive line opening that hole.
Jacob Kaufman with his 7th touchdown of the season. Already here into the 4th game, so Kaufman having a good year. Has Gessford in for the extra point effort. Gessford's kick is blocked. So it's 48-20. Cedar Cliff leads it with 1:06 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And we're scoring at will here for the moment. All here on High School Sports Live TV.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
And how about Jacob Kaufman tonight? 18 rushes for 118 yards and a touchdown, so he had himself a pretty good evening. 69 of it, obviously, on that one play, but still, nice job tonight by Kaufman.
Yes.
Good hard-nosed runner.
He had a few good runs with Miller, both of them in the first half.
So Lower Dauphin will kick it back now on the
Cedar Cliff
kickoff.
up looking for well, we've seen so many squibs. We haven't, so they're looking for more of an onside type look here. Potential squib.
And their kickoffs tonight have gotten them into some trouble so far, to be frank about it. And
Sure have.
That'll be something you work on, right?
No doubt, no doubt.
Everybody gathered up here on the line again. Looks like Gessford might kick this one away. He does squib it. Look out. And out right at the 50-yard line. Cedar Cliff will get great field position again.
Gary, when I was looking at Lower Dauphin's schedule, they did not play Middletown the first game due to COVID issues with one of the teams. And then, but it looked like they have Middletown at the end of the year. Neither team's going to make the playoffs, so it's a nice opportunity. I mean, they may make, it's doubtful they'll make the playoffs.
Sure.
Let's put it down. So if you don't, might as well play the game at the end of the year. Two teams that have been playing for years and years in the old Capital Area Conference and through the Mid-Penn over the years.
What, like 3 miles apart, right?
Yep.
So here's your handoff. Testing the left side. It's Eric Schreiber, a 5'8 sophomore, getting a couple of yards, maybe one. So it'll be second down and 9 yards to go. Shriver over the left side. 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Don't forget, at the end of the game, we'll have our Hoffman Ford post-game report. Our Capital Region Insurance Agency player of the game and our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Gary Sutton with you. Ford Chapman. Travis Sparks, our statistician, doing yeoman duty tonight. Chad Edwards and the whole Invicta crew. Seacrest rolls near side, being chased out of the pocket, looking downfield, and picked off. Logan Chiara picks it off.
Anytime a quarterback is rolling one way and throws the ball, Johnny Manziel style, he could get away with it sometimes, but you throw it back across the green, somebody is almost always waiting for you to do that as a defender, and you'll see it on the replay here. Really heads-up play by the Falcons. Although, here we got it.
Logan Chiara, a sophomore here, the defensive back, he was reading it the whole way. Watch number 3, he's got his eyes on it, and he just jumps it right there. Yep. Nice job by Chiara.
You can't float that. He floated that a little bit. You cannot do that. Good defense there by the Colts on the wide run, but throwing against your body, unless somebody's just wide open, there's no defender around, you cannot loft it. That's the quarter.
And that's the end of the third quarter. It is 48-20. Lower Dauphin has it back when we start the fourth quarter, all here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford makes it easy to find the new or used Ford you're looking for. Search hundreds of new and used vehicles right at your fingertips. You can even get pre-approved by applying online. Plus, chat live or text a real person to answer any questions you have. Start your shopping at HoffmanFord.com. We make it easy.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
To the fourth quarter we go. 12 minutes to play in this one. Lower Dauphin's got it second down. 12 yards to go at the 29-yard line. Gary Sutton, Ford Chapman with you. And Lower Dauphin trying to put some more points on the board here. No lack of fight in these Falcons. They got Landis back in there now. And Landis looking over the middle.
Okay, he got to him a little bit early, I thought, but the ball was tipped. The umpire who stands by the linebackers was flicking his hands like the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, so no pass interference.
Trying to hook up with Ryan Anger, or Sunshine Anger as they call him, and since the guy caught the touchdown earlier in the game. It's an official with equipment timeout here for a moment. So third down and 12. Let's see what they dial up on this play. Coach Josh Pirelli and his Falcons. Coach Pirelli, a pretty good player in his own right, has some nice pedigree in some of the places he's coached. Ooh, nice play across the middle. He looked to the outside and then guided it across the middle.
Oh, he fumbled right at the end. Well executed, but I think he was down. He was down. Yeah, you're right. It was a quarterback looked off. It was like a basketball player looking off one way and throwing it under the bucket.
You almost looked like you were going to the outside. Oh, just keep the ball in my hand and come across the middle here with it, and he did.
Looked like Magic Johnson there.
Yeah, we're talking about Coach Borelli, who, as we said, has some pretty good pedigree himself over the years. He's got quite a staff as well, but Coach Borelli helped to coach two top 10 nationally ranked defenses, top 5 passing defenses. He headed off to Shippensburg, coached defensive backs for 2 years, defensive linemen for 2 years, had a playoff berth, and coached the top 10 national defense there as well. So a guy who's a pretty good coach in his own right for.
Sure. And you can see there's a lot of potential in this Lower Dauphin football team and program, I'm sure. Lower Dauphin's one of the teams that a lot of these programs go in cycles because of the lack of numbers at times and coaching turnover, etc. And Rob Clark had this Lower Dauphin program really rolling in the early 2000s. I think back here, 2002, Rob Clark's team went all the way to the final district champs and Final Four in the state. Had a great run, and
that was Charlie Fortney was down. He's coming up now and hobbling a little bit. By the way, we were talking about Coach Borelli being a player. I said he's already a coach, obviously, but played 4 years at Lower Dauphin, basketball, football, track, played safety, went on to play at Lebanon Valley College and was an all-conference safety, was a safety for LVC's first conference championship team since the 60s. Went on to coach at Western New England University in Massachusetts after college, coached the DBs, was a special teams coordinator there. So you work your way up through, right, Coach?
No doubt about it. Impressive young football coach. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe we're saying this. They Lower Dauphin set a man in motion, the quads, and a defensive lineman. It's got to be voice inflection. I'm almost convinced.
Yeah.
We can't hear from up here. We're so far up at this wonderful old and really a traditional stadium here from the old days, and I'm so glad they kept this thing up.
It's iconic. And the same thing with the arena across the way.
Absolutely. But we can't hear down there, but there has to be, cadence things by the quarterback there, calling.
And Landis has got a bunch of those tonight. Oh, you got a guy caught here. It's Milheim. Milheim going the other side, trying to find his way out.
Block in the back.
Yep. And how many times does that happen?
Sure,
Switch fields, you're coming back across, right?
That's right. The angles of pursuit for Cedar Cliff on defense here were so good, they got out of their contain lanes on the backside, and a heady play to reverse field there by the...
So Milheim's coming near side and then got caught going back to the other side, and the holding call, obviously.
Watch the sophomore. See the vision, over pursued by Cedar Cliff, and there's the plaque right there on the back, and he got him. No doubt about it. He knew it when he did it, put his hands on his helmet.
So first down and 20 now.
You have numbers out here if you're Lower Dauphin with these three receivers. Bunch set, you see them right there. There are only two defenders. You see one of your screeners, one back a little farther than he is. Oh, they're going to motion. Never mind.
Here's Milheim again. Not switching field this time, and brought down nicely by Cedar Cliff in the backfield.
Really good play there. Is that 31?
Number
is that
31.
Robinson, KC?
And that is Casey Robinson, 6'1", 220-pound senior, the defensive end.
There's the Cedar Cliff coaching staff looking on.
They're feeling pretty good tonight.
No doubt.
Colin Gillen, great job over there. Now it's...
They have numbers out here once again to this three receiver side. Now they have four. They still got numbers for the four side. They're going to go backside on the fade.
And they got Fortney right there, and he get him on the fade, and Fortney catches it down near the 1 yard line. It looked like.
Hold on.
Did he hold on to it?
No, he did, but there's a penalty. There's a penalty back here.
And it's going to
Fortney's down on the sideline still with the injury.
He's back up now. Or who was the guy who caught the ball there? That was number 6. Forgive me. That was Nathan Luss. Or check that. Number 6. It was Max Klingensmith.
But it's all coming back. I think it might have been holding there on the offensive line from where the flag was thrown by the head referee.
So this drive is going backwards steadily now since they got it down to the 15-yard line a few minutes ago. And now they're back at the 40, and it's second down in Hummelstown.
I didn't notice the call. Did you see him signal holding?
He signaled holding.
Oh, he did? Okay.
So they had Klingensmith, but they march all the way back here.
See what they do with Murphy out here to the trips. He usually comes back in.
They've hit him on that crossing pattern tonight, or look for that crossing pattern a lot.
Keep out there to block. Probably throw it out quickly. Here's a screen to 87. Yep, they're keeping out there to block. Good. Oh, my gosh.
Sunshine Anger. He had a touchdown earlier, and Anger rumbles down to the 20-yard line.
We got to get Chad Edwards in the truck to show this again. You guys got to watch number 7 if you missed it at home the first time. Watch number 7, Jaquan Murphy, on this block on the outside. He's going to come to your right. There he is. Watch him drive the guy back. Oh, yeah.
Drove the guy down the field 5 or 6 yards.
Oh, yeah, he drove him 10 yards and put him on his behind.
So
This guy doesn't stop.
Third down and 14 now, getting in manageable territory. If 3rd and 14 can be considered manageable after 3rd and 28, right? Second
Here's
and 28.
your flare.
And now you got a chance to do a little one-on-one work right here, getting down to the 10. And now you've got a chance to get in the end zone. get a chance to get a first down, too, without having to score. So 9:17 to go in this football game.
Oh, it's 4th and 5 here.
4th and 5.
The penalty really set them behind the chains, but they battled back to get a manageable 4th down situation. They're going to go to the air. I would bet the paycheck they've got to go to the air on 4th and 5, or draw them off sides. They've been doing all night.
Put a man in motion.
How about it?
So 4th and 5. There's a man going in motion. Landis back. Landis finds a man. It's Murphy. He's down at the 5. He got his first down.
Oh, they called incomplete. They called incomplete. Must hit the ground.
I thought Murphy had it for a moment there, but he must have brought it down and put it on the ground as Landis comes up hobbling a little bit. And the ball goes back over on downs to Cedar Cliff. Take a look at this.
It's going to be tough to see from this view unless we can.
Looked like a nice pass from Landis.
Oh, they're perfect. Nobody's in the. Oh, he just
dropped it, yeah. Looked from here like he kind of held on to it, but he dropped it. So the ball at the 11-yard line for Cedar Cliff. 8:47 to go in this one. They're up comfortably, 48-20. Good drive getting back into having a chance to score there, even get the first down from Lower Dauphin, but not to be tonight.
That's right. And we're getting a full football game with that mercy rule at 35. They got up to 34. You got to get to 35 to have a running clock in the second half.
Try this number tonight. For Cedar Cliff, all their scoring drives took less than 90 seconds.
Wow.
A minute 19, 46 seconds, 51 seconds, 54 seconds, a minute and 7 seconds, a minute 22, and the kick return.
Wow. Jonte Morris back in the game. I understand there's 8.5 minutes left, and it's a 28-point game, not a total blowout now, but you want to be careful if you're Cedar Cliff. You don't want him to get hurt. He just got taken down there in the backfield for a 4-yard loss.
So Cedar Cliff now with 2nd down, 14 to go.
Just don't want to get any of your players hurt at this time in the football game. But I understand the need to get, you're back here against the wall. You don't want to just sub everybody and give up an easy one. Oh, there's a penalty. That's going to be offensive penalty here.
Yep. Going to bring it back. Looked like holding off that right side.
I think it was some type of illegal formation because it was thrown so quickly. They're going to talk to the other side to make sure there were 7
illegal
on the wall.
procedure.
Yeah, but that's not a movement because that would be a dead ball. It's anytime the referee does that, like a walking signal in basketball, and there's not it's not blown, they let the play run, that means there are only 6 guys on the line.
Okay.
Every offensive snap, you must have 7 on the line of scrimmage.
So,
and you only have, if you have less than 7, it's going to be a penalty, but it's not going to be a dead ball penalty. They'll let the play run out.
So it becomes 2nd down and 14 again. 7:57 to go in this one.
So they're going to mark it back half the distance to the 3-yard line.
So we'll call it 2nd down and 19 now. 7:57 to go here in the ball game. Get our Hoffman Ford post-game analysis coming up for the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Or tonight, we'll give you a little hint, could be players of the game. Got to be a little careful right now. And Morris is taken down right about the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain of that. So it'll be 3rd down and 17. The clock continues to tick. Probably the worst field position Cedar Cliff's had all night long.
Sure. And if you don't get, this may sound a little crazy, but if you don't get anything here, I wouldn't even, you're going to punt. Punt, obviously, but take a safety and get out to the 20 and don't give up 2 points and then get your kickoff team out there from the 20 and get out of this field position mess. You have that big of a lead that you can afford that. Let's see what they get on 3rd down here.
You got to think Morris might be the guy getting it again. We'll see.
Play action.
Oh, Durrell in the end zone. Durrell looking to the outside, had Dorado out there, but Dorado not able to catch up with it, so make that Smith rather. And so it'll be 4th down now.
And your punter's got to be careful. He doesn't stand on the end
step
line.
Off that back line.
Although, like I mentioned, a safety wouldn't hurt him right here. Get him out of this field position mess. If you're lowered off, and you got to think, are you going to bring pressure? Or are you going to set up a return here and give yourself a chance to get really good field position? Fortney's still out of the game with a hobbled leg, and they got another guy back. And
Lower Dauphin has Tyler Pierzing back.
He's back 40, almost 40 yards. I'd like to see him move up just a little bit. Punt this quickly. Yeah, short punt. You got to get up there and field that. Get up there. Don't let it hit the ground. Don't let it hit the ground.
And he lost 10, almost 15 yards now after letting it hit the ground.
And he's not the normal punt returner. Let's give him credit there. But, you want to move up a little bit. And as soon as that ball hits the punter's foot, you want to be like a center fielder in baseball. You're getting under that thing. And he had plenty of time to get under that and at least fair catch the ball. And Coach Chomp used to say, you're giving up something like 16 or 17 yards in field position every time that ball, you let that punt bounce on average. And they happened there. You saw it.
Here's Lower Dauphin now, 6:42 to go in this one. Trying to get one more bit of positive momentum to take the next week, right here tonight.
Skill guys back there, field the punts.
Yeah, the special teams tonight has really been a major factor in this game, especially in the first half.
Sure has.
There's your handoff. Milheim. Stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Probably a loss of at least one on the play, maybe two.
That looked like Armanini, Michael, two-way player. Number 39, linebacker. 4 wideouts to the top. The second one's, I keep saying this, but there's one guy that's ineligible. It's the guy standing up by the left tackle. The other guy you see outside him is also on the ball. If you have 4 guys to one side and a running back in the backfield, there has to be somebody ineligible. You must have 7 on the line, which they do, but it's usually that guy's not going out for a pass.
There's
They run the football.
And Landis gives it to his man and bangs it off the right side. And that, again, is going to be Jacob Kaufman, who's had a good night tonight.
Credit Borelli. He's using a lot of different formations, which when you do that, you're trying to gauge the defense, get them not to line up right, and then take advantage of that. And you see it all the time at the college and high school level, especially college. You'll see it a lot, and high school coaches are getting better and better at it, utilizing formations to your advantage offensively. Having the team look over to the coach, let him change the play. Line up early so you have time on the play clock.
3rd and 6 for Lower Dauphin. They put Kaufman in motion. And then overthrow. It's interesting, they look down the
Kaufman
field.
wide open out there.
Yeah,
wide
Kaufman
open.
was way wide open out there, and instead they chose to go downfield to the middle. Almost an interception.
Sure was.
So it'll be 4th down, and you got to think they're going for it here.
Trips open, a bunch trips set to the top. One guy to the bottom of the screen. They need to get 6 yards to keep this drive alive as we get down to almost the 5-minute mark. Motion to quads. Gonna throw it to him.
Fumble. Fumble again. Picked up by Cedar Cliff. Cedar Cliff with the recovery on the fumble. It looked like Parker Tonosi picked up the ball right there. Either Tonosi or Armanini.
Anger got the ball and looked like he was not going to get the first down and lost it when he needed like 2 more yards. And Cedar Cliff recovers and gets some yards back.
Nice job by Wyatt Smith there for Cedar Cliff to break that one up. And then the big guy grabbed it. That was Armanini, Michael Armanini, 6'5", by the way, 235 pounds. And rumbled forward, said, look at me, I can run the ball too.
How about it? If you're Cedar Cliff here, you just got to say, let's line up, we're going to run the football, and let's get some positive yardage on first down. And it looks like they've got an unbalanced line this way. 98% they're going to run this way. Run to the left, right up the middle. He cuts to the left a little bit, and they got a good 6-yard, 7-yard gain on first down.
Nice job rumbling forward in near the 35 or the 44-yard line, rather. The market just outside that at 46 now after the pile gets lifted.
That's what you need to do. Line up and establish your running game again here on this last drive, potentially, of the football game, and chew clock. Move the chains a couple times and run this clock out. If you're Lower Dauphin, just keep battling. Keep fighting.
Yeah, you don't want to end the game with the other team getting a touchdown on you. So both teams with 2 different goals right now. Can't imagine the ball being thrown right now. There's a counter off the far side. Again, out for another first down.
Really well-designed play. You line up in basically an unbalanced line set to the wide side of the field and then run the counter back to the short side to your weak guard tackle set.
That was Ricardo Harmon III.
Here's your Lower Dauphin band. Still doing it.
Ricardo Harmon III with his first carry tonight. And Cedar Cliff obviously in no hurry. Could be run after run after run right now, you'd think. See Chris, fumble.
Gets it back and bounced right back to him. So he picked up looks like 4 or 5 yards on the fumble. He really never had it, did he?
No, he lost it right off the knee, rolled forward, and the running back dove on it and said, that's a pretty good running play. I'm not sure if Coach Gillen would agree with that, but take a look at this. He never really has it cut. He comes off his knee, dribbles forward, he keeps on going forward and says, oh, I'll pick it up here, and we still have it.
Yeah.
Never say die on a play. And you get second down and 5 to go. 3 minutes to go in this one.
There's your tailback on ISO to the tight.
Just banging forward, positive yards, down close to the first down yardage.
When you're a defensive coach and you're trying to get the ball back, you want them to get the first down there so you can get a new set of downs and try to get a stop. This is one of the worst things as a defensive coach when you're in the heat of battle. 3rd and 1s, because they get 2 more downs to get it, and then they get it, and they're just chewing clock, and you can't get the ball back.
Ricardo Harmon again with that bang forward there.
Credit both teams for playing really, really hard here.
Yeah, they really are, and all the way to the end. That's what we'd like to see. So a steady diet of the Colt running game.
Sneak got it.
And that's Sechrist on the sneak. Blake Sechrist, or Bennett Sechrist rather, excuse me. The quarterback, again, only a freshman.
Let's take this quick time to mention the passing of Tim Renfro and the condolences to his wife Liz, longtime trainer, driver ed teacher at Cumberland Valley. Coach Renfro played at McDevitt, coached at McDevitt, and was a head coach at Trinity, his first head coaching job, head coach of some great McDevitt teams as we alluded to earlier, and then longtime coach at Cumberland Valley, 73 years old. Great influencer of men for many, many years. R.I.P. Coach.
There you go. Again, just give it to the hands of Ricardo Harmon. And Ricardo Harmon says, I'll take it forward for you. Harmon's not going to show you a whole lot of extra moves. He's just plowing. So the Colts have turned into plow horses here for a moment, and they're doing a great job with it.
So yeah, back to Coach Renfro. McDevitt years, district champions, 1985. One of the top-ranked teams in the state in AAA. 2 years later, 87, won the district title again, but there were no state playoffs yet. Cumberland Valley, state champions, 1992. Coach Tim Renfro, numerous district titles. Did a phenomenal job running that wing T offense.
Give it to him again. And he just keeps on moving down the field as he... So a steady diet here of Ricardo Harmon III to close this one out tonight with 37 seconds to play.
Obviously, LD's not going to call any timeouts here as the defense is giving up yardage inside the red zone here, but they're still fighting, and I think they're going to take a knee now. Here we go to end it. Last play of the game.
And classy move to take the knee, and that's where this one's going to end. There's 18 seconds to go, and it's going to be 48-14 tonight. The Colts are going to move to 4-1.
48-20.
And I said, excuse me, 48-20. Forgive me, I said 48-14. 48-20. They're going to move to 4-1, 2-0 in the Keystone. For Lower Dauphin, they move to 2-2 and 1-1 in the Keystone here tonight. And we're going to stay right here right now as we go to our Hoffman Ford post-game report. And very quick analysis tonight. Cedar Cliff looked really top-notch. They did it in all aspects of the game.
They sure did. I think the line of scrimmage was dominant. And on top of the domination on the line of scrimmage, I thought the special teams advantage obviously went to Cedar Cliff wholeheartedly on all special teams aspects.
In that 3-minute stretch right there at the end of the second quarter just turned the whole game around. Let's take our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, and let's see what Chad Edwards has dialed up for us here tonight. And this is our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game. And we're going How about this one?
I thought it was going to be that kick return.
Look at that bomb to Trenton Smith, huh? And that guy has a...
Charlie, we're just showing some highlights here. We're getting some highlights.
Okay.
Like no same play. Early in the game.
That's the play of the game here for Charlie Fortney. So the opening play of the game there for Lower Dauphin and Charlie Fortney, in the end of that catch. And then tonight, we could not really choose one Hoffman Ford player of the game, and so we chose two here tonight. One of them had 4 touchdowns. He was Jonte Morris, and the other one seemed to have catching the ball over the place, returned to kickoff for a touchdown, returned to punt back to set up another touchdown. 2 touchdowns tonight. That was Trenton Smith, and here they are, Jonte Morris.
Whew. Look at those feet.
Jonte Morris with an outstanding evening.
Yes, good vision, good leg drive, same play from a different view.
Well over 150 yards tonight and 4 touchdowns. And then on the other side, you had Trenton Smith. Take a look at this one. On the kickoff, right after they had tied it up, Lower Dauphin, and he took it back, and that was the 14-7 lead, and they never looked back after that.
That was the momentum changer right there. Here's another one.
Look at these catches. This is the one with the crossing route. The 2 of them came across Corrado and Smith said, I got it, and took it on to the house for another touchdown for Trenton Smith. So Trenton Smith tonight, and also Jonte Morris are 2 Hoffman Ford players of the game.
Great all-round performance, Coach, from the skill players and the line. And just a great all-around performance by these Colts to get a big win for them as they move on in Mid-Penn Keystone Division play.
Congratulations to the Colts. Congratulations to Lower Dauphin on playing a hard game here tonight as well. 48-20 your final score. I want to thank all of our people there tonight. We got Travis Sparks, our statistician. Of course, Chad Edwards and the whole Invicta crew here this evening. Brandy Trossel, who gets our stats together for us before the game starts. Of course, Fort Chavez does a great job and tonight giving you a history lesson as well as giving you great analysis. I'm Gary Sutton. Again, thank you for joining us here at Hershey Stadium tonight. Again, your final score, Cedar Cliff 48, Lower Dauphin 20. Have a great evening, everyone.